Punch Man World.
One Punch Man World?
It's called there's One Punch Man
They
World.
made a world?
Yeah, apparently.
Was it like Disney World?
No, I think it's just the name of the show.
Name of the show? What? They already have a show. It's called One Punch Man.
Is there a game or something?
Coming to PC. Yeah, maybe it is a game. It just says it's what's a simulcast? What the fuck is that?
Simulacast?
I don't know what any of it means.
Simulcast.
Oh.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that one.
What is it?
So that means
Is
it's
that
like a TV event that will stream at the same time across the whole world.
All right, so that's
every
what
country.
that is. That's what One Punch Man World is.
Right.
Because that's what they used to do with Game of Thrones when that aired.
Okay. I didn't watch it when it aired.
Well, I didn't.
I only watched it when I cared. Anyway, but here's a quote for you. I'm your number one fan. Welcome to the Sunday Movie Marathon. We are recording, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I knew I heard you say that we were.
So it just obliterated from my mind.
It's us again. Another week, another one of these. We do it every other week, and we're back. Who would have guessed it? Doing another classic free-for-all. How the hell have we been?
Yeah, all right. It's only been like a week for us because we're recording this one in advance.
Yeah. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. Because what's happened? I don't know.
Nothing.
Oh, I don't have a bedroom anymore. But that's by the by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you will soon.
I'll have a bedroom soon enough. It's really hurting my back.
I was going to say it must be
my legs and my
quite
feet,
awkward to
actually.
sleep on a sofa like
yeah,
that.
don't like it.
Especially when you're taller.
Yeah. I'm just really quite too tall, actually.
And you are a little bit.
To sleep on a sofa. I was not made to sleep on a sofa. Not for me, thanks. Maybe another day.
So even I'm cutting it pretty fine and I'm a lot shorter.
Yeah. I'm going to have to find a way to throw my mattress out. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Just sort of chuck it out the window. I was told not to leave it on the side though, which I was never going to do. Just got to find a way to get that mattress out. And new mattress within. But then I can't even put it in my room because who knows if the leak's going to stop. Yeah, there's a leak.
Yeah, it'd be almost not worth it.
It's already stopped, but I don't know if it will continue because they have no idea what's causing it.
Sleep on it with plastic on, which would be almost as uncomfortable as just sleeping on the sofa.
I don't know. I think that might be like a step up, just a slight step up. But yeah, I'm not going to put a new mattress in that room if I don't know that the leak has definitely stopped for sure. They got like 2 plumbers out to deal with that, and they're like, I don't know what's causing it. I'm like, what did you go through all those years of training for then?
Plumbing school.
I could tell you that I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm not a plumber. You're a plumber, man.
That is true.
Like,
maybe she just found the cheapest plumbers she could.
Who knows? No, you know, these things, they need to get sorted out quickly. Everybody wants them to get sorted out quickly. Because I'm not paying rent until they do. Yeah. So that's one thing.
That is true. She's probably like on Gumtree now looking at like 20 different plumbers, like which one will finally fix this problem? I need my rent.
Who is the best Gumtree plumber? I don't know.
Even weird.
Could it be you?
Could it be me?
I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, that's been happening with me. I'm just like really fucking depressed about it, actually. I think I've been getting like more down as the week goes on. I'm like, what could this be about? Why am I so like upset and depressed all the time? Oh, I don't know. Maybe something to do with that. Anyway, speaking of getting depressed and sad about things, the Oscars just got announced today. The nominations.
Yeah. Wait, why would that make us sad and depressed about that?
I guess we'll see. I suppose we will see.
I guess if we're going to do this, I too would like... Sorry? I was just going to get up a tab so I could also see the nominations, but for some reason, Bing came up as a search engine, and I was like, absolutely not, thank you very much.
Yeah, I've not looked at the nominations yet, really.
No.
I've seen like quite a few posts on like Facebook and stuff, like so I know some films and like actors and stuff that are nominated.
I've only seen the one for the original song because someone went on
Yeah, I think I
YouTube
saw the
shorts and was
supporting
talking about
actor ones because you shared it in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm reading
it's
it right
you
now.
know, I'm scrolling through Instagram when I get bored at work, and then it has to show me every fucking post that people have done.
To be fair,
plus
I
more
saw
that I
that
haven't
post.
subscribed to. Yeah.
Who?
Huh?
What?
What are you talking about? Anyway, I was speaking. So, yeah, and I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like, oh no, it's showing me stuff that I don't want to see, and everyone's posting about, oh, look at this, the nominations. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I've got a podcast to record this evening. I will look at them then. Okay, so I've got a BBC article up right now.
I have the same one up.
Right, okay, so we'll go through this together. Do you want to do like the first one, and then I'll do the next one, and then we can do them like that? I'm at the bottom.
I was going to say,
and I'll give you my first
top.
time reaction.
Sure, yeah, okay. You got best documentary short.
Yes. I don't even know how I'm going to pronounce
this. Is going to blow your mind.
Okay. So, of course, we've all seen the best documentary shorts as I'm reading them for the very first time. So there's the ABCs of book banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and, let's not butcher this now, Nine Y Po? I don't know if I pronounced that correctly at all. I can see accents on there, so I've definitely pronounced it wrong.
Not seen any of these.
No.
I've not even heard of a single one.
A lot of the time, I don't even know if you can see them.
No, they're very limited in terms of like the distribution on these. A lot of these, I don't. We complained about it last time. So, a lot of these things that are winning, they're not even released yet.
Yeah,
we only just got Poor Things. All right.
Yeah,
I think we've got most of like the big award movies this year now.
Yes.
I think pretty much all of them were coming out late January. I think there's one or two February.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Best animated short. I doubt any of us have seen these either. Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pachyderm, War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko.
Sorry, that bit made me laugh. I just saw inspired by the music of John and Yoko.
No. Next one.
Well, what is the next one?
Fuck me.
Best live action short. Am I looking? That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We have The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Oh, nice.
Of which we have seen at least A Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, and it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked that one.
I like that one.
Yeah, that one was
liked
fun.
that one a lot. That was one of the ones that were in the top echelon.
I hope that wins because it's the only one I've seen.
That is true. I've not heard of the other ones really.
We didn't talk about like the Wes Anderson short films that went onto Netflix in our wrap up.
Not really, no.
There's not much to say about them, but I had a good time with them.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. Don't really remember them. No.
Yeah, no. This one was the only one of the four I remember. Like like a standout kind of. I mean, that's not true. I do remember all of them, but
like that one with the Dev Patel and the guy who in Benedict Cumberbatch is in the bed.
With the snake one. Yeah. Couldn't tell you what that one's actually called.
Guy with a snake in his bed. There's a snake in my bed.
Now we're finally getting to categories that make sense.
Here's the best visual effects category. We've got The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon.
Nice.
It's decent.
Cool. I've not seen any of these.
Cool to see Godzilla -1 nominated.
Yeah.
I mean, the effects in that look incredible.
They really do.
Don't you feel like it's definitely going to go to Guardians of the Galaxy though? I don't know why. I think
it might go to
feeling.
Creator or Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible safe cinema, no?
Well, no. That was the other one. I've seen all of these, and they're all very good in terms of the visual effects. Maybe I don't know if we want to do like, what should win and what we want to win. I don't know. I really wouldn't be opposed to any of them winning. I really liked all of them, and the visual effects are all like really good. It'd be cool to see The Creator win. So I thought the visual effects in that were like stunning.
Yeah, I've still yet to see The Creator, Napoleon, or Mission Impossible. So
Mission Impossible always has good VFX, to be fair.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What?
Mission Impossible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know. Not seen them.
Okay, cool. Godzilla -1 would be great though.
Yeah,
that would be a good one to see win. The effects, oh my god, insane stuff in there.
Really happy to see that get a nomination. I didn't expect it at all.
No, me neither. You got any stakes in this one, D?
Have you seen any of them?
No, I haven't seen a single one of them.
Okay.
That's why I'm keeping stum on that one.
Cool. What's the next one?
Best cinematography. You have El Conde.
Oh,
I just looked that up to how to pronounce it. You're welcome. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Interesting.
I've only seen 2 of these, so I'll let you guys speak first, if you wish.
What do you think?
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
What do we think? Good list.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's good for what I've seen.
I'm having trouble
right?
remembering what even came out.
Yeah.
That I would prefer to have seen.
Killers of the Flower Moon looked incredible, so I'd be happy with that. As did Poor Things, that looked incredible. As did Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
I watched half of El Conde, couldn't really get into it, but it is a very good looking movie. So
it is, yeah. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I don't know if this is one where I've really got a favourite.
No.
But I imagine it'll go to Oppenheimer because I think that's going to win like every award.
I
wouldn't even mind that, to be honest. The cinematography is stunning.
Nah, I kind of liked how Poor Things
Maybe
was
if
done
I was
there.
to pick a favourite, it would be Poor Things.
Yeah, I thought it was very unique looking.
Oh, yeah.
But I haven't seen like most of the others to compare it, so I'd feel like that's not.
Yeah, I'd probably pick Poor Things just from a personal perspective.
Because I thought it was cool.
It's interesting to see El Conde get nominated. I feel like they picked Maestro just because it was in black and white.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, what? That makes it. But does that make it
and
good
cinematography? It's like Netflix's
though?
Only awards movie this year. It's the only big one like that they could.
Is it?
Well, they got El Conde, I guess.
Oh,
yeah,
that was good. That was black and white, but that looked really good. I thought.
Yeah, what I saw of it did look good.
Yeah. Best film editing. Here we go. Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Yeah, that's what you expect from that list,
really
right?
investing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've only seen the last 3 movies, but the editing in those are all great.
Yeah, they are.
I'd probably say Oppenheimer is the best of them all. But
maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think probably 2. Weirdly, that one felt the shortest.
Yeah.
For me. And I saw it twice, I suppose. But I don't know how short you can make a movie like Killers of the Flower Moon feel just based on the editing alone. Or even if that's the goal of editing, it's not.
Yeah. And it is paced really well, and it did feel, I would say, kind of brisk, but
yeah,
it's about as brisk as like a 3.5 hour movie can be.
I was going to say, how brisk is a 3.5 hour movie?
I like the editing choices in Oppenheimer and Poor Things, though, where I don't think back to Killers of the Flower Moon and go, oh, the editing.
No.
Mwah.
I can't say I've ever thought. Actually, no, maybe Poor Things, though. But I think it's just because it's so different. That's the only, it's one of the only things that sticks around in my mind, editing wise. Like, I don't watch any other movie and go, God, that editing was so interesting, because I just don't do that. It's just not something I do. But at least I can think of that movie and go, yeah, I can definitely tell it's been edited and it makes sense.
Well, the whole point is to not notice it. When a movie's really well edited, you don't even notice it, right?
No, that's a good thing, but I guess in this movie it's obviously on purpose. Which is what makes
Bohemian Rhapsody's Oscar win so funny, because the editing is so obviously noticeable.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe not the best editing, but the most editing.
Yeah, that's a lot of the time it is.
Right.
Because Bohemian Rhapsody, the editing is actually atrocious. But it's like, it cuts to a new shot like every quarter of a second, it feels like. It's just so fast cutting between everything, even when there's no need for it.
Is that meant to be like a choice though? You know, this is the style we're going for, fast cuts.
I feel like everybody remembers that movie very clearly, and I don't.
I don't remember anything about it. All I remember is
watching it
thing.
And liking it. And everyone's like, "The movie sucked."
I thought it was okay.
Did it?
I thought it was all right.
It kind of sucked.
But then, I only remember that one bit where they're doing that thing, and then they cut to the chicken on the roof. That's it. I don't remember anything else about the movie.
Chicken on the Run.
Rocket Man was better.
Rocket Man is infinitely better, and I don't even like Elton John that much. That is how much I like Rocket Man.
Cool. What's next?
What is next? Best sound.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we're getting into the big boys now. So you have The Creator, you have Maestro, you have Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest. There's one we haven't got yet.
I
Want
don't
to
know
watch
what that
that
is.
Next month, I think.
Okay, good.
It's a Jonathan Glazer movie. He directed Under the Skin.
Oh, okay.
And
Another
Sexy
movie I haven't
Beast.
seen.
Sexy Beast, yeah.
Another movie I
I think it's
also
like a
haven't seen.
Holocaust movie. So
Yeah.
that'll
What,
be
The
a-
Zone of Interest?
Yeah, so that'll be a barrel of fun.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but he always makes interesting.
Yeah,
Movies.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
know
to be
he's got
done.
Mika Levy doing the score. I love Mika Levy's scores. Yeah, good thing we're getting that before we see the Oscars. If it gets a wide release,
I think
Which I hope.
I'm pretty sure it's already got screenings.
Mm.
I'd
announced
imagine
and
if
it's
it
got
was
buzz. I
yeah,
think.
I'd
Yeah.
imagine if it's an Oscar nom, it's probably gonna. Well, Britain don't
We
get it
never
as
know, we never know.
Britain don't get it as easy, but
What were the nominations again? I've
Oh,
already
sorry.
forgotten.
so it's we're on best sound still, aren't we? Sorry, I've
Yeah.
scrolled up. We have The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. Those are-
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like just for that one
Incredible
scene
sound.
alone,
Hmm.
it'll probably gain it. I feel like it's in almost every category. Like, I'm literally just scrolling up
Yeah.
and I don't know where I am because I can just
Yeah, I
see
think
it.
Oppenheimer is quite a flashy movie in terms of its visuals and audio, but it's done in a good way.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah,
it
It's
had
not
to
over
be.
the top, and it all fits the story and how they're telling it.
It had to be about sound, right? Like, I don't know. It just makes sense to me.
they've completely just gone best sound now. Not even trying to differentiate between mixing and
It's 'cause
editing.
they clearly didn't know what the difference was.
No, they don't know.
I don't
And
know,
the general
but
public don't know.
No,
either,
that's the thing.
so-
And now they never need to know.
no,
yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like they should know. Do you know what I mean? Like, if me as the casual viewer doesn't know, but I'm looking at editing and sound being two different things, I then have to believe that those are two different things, right?
Yeah.
But they should know better, but they don't know better because they probably don't even watch the movies that are sent to them. Probably.
Okay.
They don't have to nowadays. They've got an app that they can go on.
No, what? No.
Yeah, there's like a
What?
screener app.
What?
So I could be on the Oscars board.
No.
Well, I could be.
You have to have you have to be
Shut
part of the
up.
academy to get the app and stuff. But
Oh,
Pretty
Right,
sure
but you're
that's how they
telling
do it
me
now. It's
if
all
I was part
digital.
of the academy,
Yeah,
I
probably.
wouldn't have to watch a single movie. What's the
I
point?
don't know.
What is the point? What is the point?
But isn't the point to watch movies? I know
Like,
these people
why
don't
else are you
watch
on the
movies.
board? Why else do you do this?
Just to, throw awards at Christopher Nolan.
Mm.
True, to be fair. I mean,
Speaking of which,
yeah.
best production design.
Oh, you better go, mate.
Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Poor things.
I think
Poor Things, yes.
I feel like that
Yeah.
category is quite hard though, because I feel like I've
No.
only seen 3 of them, but all of them looked really cool.
Barbie was really great as
Yeah.
Yeah. But very obvious.
well. Mm.
Very
I
obvious
don't know what we mean.
production design.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Poor
Okay.
Things is all completely original and creative and looks like nothing I've ever seen.
I must say it is I mean, I don't know if it really counts, but those shots of the boat in the water and the skies looking all
Sky,
fucking
man,
weird and
yeah.
shit. That was really cool. But I
The
don't think
house
that
was,
counts.
great
I don't
as
Yeah,
know.
I
well.
guess that would kind of
I
count.
don't-
Yeah.
More like more so like the house and the interiors of the boat
everything
and
just looked
stuff.
really cool, to be fair. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, I haven't seen 2 of them, but I don't think I'd be mad at any of them.
Napoleon had really
know.
interesting production design.
Mm.
Or not interesting. I what's the word? It's like grand. It's very grand production design. There's so much. You watch that movie and there's so much money going into
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pumped.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
really big. Wouldn't be opposed to a win from really any of them.
No.
But Poor Things would be my pick personally.
Yeah.
So we have best makeup and hairstyling.
Woo!
Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow.
Still got to watch that.
Yeah. So.
It looks absolutely like God traumatizing. I
Yeah.
get it up on Netflix and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Maybe when I'm in a happier sort of vibey
You have to be in a
mood,
better space, I think. Yeah.
I'll watch that. Yeah. When
I don't
get
know
to
what
bed.
Golda is, by the way. I might have to look
No,
that
I
one
have
up.
actually never heard of that.
I'm on Letterboxd right now, looking it up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What is it?
It
it's
is
an old man. A war thriller.
Israel, 1973. One woman stood between victory and defeat.
Right, okay. Always up for Helen Mirren. Sure.
It looks like I don't know, like a political type drama, saving countries from something. I don't know. I'm reading it, but it's not going in. If
It's
that
not got
makes
the
sense.
best reviews.
Well, the average rating
Does
is
it have
3.
the best makeup? That's the true question.
I really don't know.
From this poster alone, I'd say no, but I don't know. Academy Award for most cigarettes.
Nice. Makeup and hairstyling, though.
Well, everyone's talking about
Whatever.
it as a category now, and they're all like,
kind of surprised
No.
Asteroid City isn't in there.
Yeah.
do you know what? Don't even talk to me. Just don't talk to me.
I'm surprised a lot of stuff's not in here. Poor Things, maybe.
They
They made Willem Dafoe like a fucking weirdo.
They did, didn't they?
Was that nominated, Poor Things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, then I'd say that.
I think based on everything here, I would also say Poor Things. But I feel like not to be rude, but I feel like there's nothing like really grand in terms of like, it just seems everything just seems kind of like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it just doesn't seem like anything anything out of the ordinary, nothing special. I don't think. Just seems like, yeah, sure, makeup, hair, cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's like nothing like groundbreaking in this category from the seams of what I've looked up.
A lot of the time
Do you know what I
there
mean?
isn't.
Yeah, okay. I was just trying to get across that
I think
it's
nowadays
whatever.
it's like there's less practical makeup and stuff. It's more CGI.
Bo
Which
is
is a bit of a shame,
afraid had good makeup and hairstyling. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Poor Things. That'll be my one.
Yeah, fine.
Is it my go? I'm reading next. Okay, best costume design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Oh, I feel like
It's an interesting
if
one.
I'm being
actually.
honest, that could go to anyone, and I think it would be fine. There's only one of those. Well, I haven't seen 2 of those. I'm like, can't even read
Poor
anymore.
Things had really great costumes.
Yeah,
I honestly think it would go to Barbie though.
Yeah,
it'll go to
I think
Barbie.
it will.
Yeah, I think it will. I actually really liked how Barbie looked though, so I feel like I'm quite biased.
Another shame Asteroid City wasn't nominated for this. That had great costumes as well.
It doesn't exist. That movie doesn't exist to me anymore because apparently it doesn't exist to the Oscars either. So
Yeah.
fuck Wes Anderson.
I mean, whatever.
Whatever. I'm still crying about it.
Yeah, Barbie had a lot of like attention paid to the costumes, even to the point where they're like, these are what these people are wearing. Scenes where like it was just dedicated to what they were wearing.
Yeah, that's why I think it might win because I feel like it. But then I guess that's almost like not very fair considering it's a film about a actual.
Considering they already had the costumes there to go off, it's just the line of Barbie costumes. You already had them. You didn't have to do any work. Poor Things.
Yeah.
No, I'm going Barbie on
Cool.
that one. Best documentary feature. We have. I think it's Bobby Wine.
Bobby Wine.
But let me know if it's Bobby Wine because it's only got one B. So it's Bobby Wine, the People's President, The Eternal Memory, 4 Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days in Mariupol. And I don't know what any of these are.
Never heard of any of them.
Really got to start watching more documentaries.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Well, I really like documentaries as well, and I never watch them unless they're about like murderers or anything like that.
New ones are a bit inaccessible, though. I feel unless like everyone's fucking talking about the new Netflix documentary.
Yeah, it's the Netflix one.
It's like who cares?
Yeah, I don't really know how you watch a lot of them.
No, I don't.
You just don't.
No clue.
Because we don't get theatrical releases of those over here, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Very occasionally.
Last year there was All the Beauty and the Bloodshed that was nominated for documentary feature, but we got that. We got that in 2023.
Yeah.
So that was the only time I was able to watch it, but that was really great. So I'm sure a lot of these are very good too, but don't know.
Keep an eye out.
Best animated feature. Here we go. The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
The fuck is Robot Dreams?
You never heard of Robot Dreams?
No.
It was about robots with dreams.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck is Robot Dreams?
I have heard of it.
Isn't that what Blade Runner's about?
No, that's androids.
Oh, okay.
That's Android Dreams.
Now I have to look it up. Like
Robot Dreams.
Like all you just hear is just the crunching of my keyboard.
Pablo Burger.
Oh, it looks kind of cute though.
Yeah, it looks kind of cute.
It's like a dog and a
Guy
robot.
and his dog. Yeah. Robot and a dog. Cool.
I think I might actually have heard of this.
One day he decides to build himself
it's on your watch list.
Yeah, I think you've told me you wanted to watch this.
You've got it on your watch list. I can see right
recognise
here.
it now.
Everything's on there.
Oh, it looks cute. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that looks
Oh
nice.
yeah, no, I do know this one.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Who's going to win, the Boy and the Heron?
Yeah,
Probably.
Boy
Boy and Heron. Yeah.
I imagine so.
I'd like to see Spider-Verse win, but
Well,
I'd
nah.
be equally happy with Boy and Heron, to be fair.
I don't want Spider-Verse to win.
I
They've
I
patched
wouldn't mind
movie.
that. I wouldn't mind.
They released an unpatched version.
Yeah. It is
Fuck
mad that they did that and basically got away with it because everyone loved the movie so much.
It's fucked up.
I didn't really. Well, I mean, I did notice, but not enough to be like, because a lot of the time I just end up blaming View for when these things happen because they're really bad at like putting projections up and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, the sound's a bit off. Or View like
That's
doing
just
what
View
View
again.
do.
Yeah. What are they like? Little scamps?
Got that on 4K the other day. Can't wait to rewatch that.
Hopefully not patchy.
What's the next one?
Best international feature. So we have what I think is Io Capitano.
Oh.
I think that's what it says. Perfect Days, Society of the Snow, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest.
Nice.
I don't know a single one of these, I'm afraid.
This is bullshit. Fuck this category. What the fuck are any of these?
I don't know what any of these are, I'm afraid.
The zone of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
I imagine it would
goddamn.
probably go to that because that seems to have the most buzz.
I'm really looking
But I
forward
don't
to
know.
Perfect Days. It's the new Wim Wenders movie.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently that's really good.
Oh, what?
This
I
guy
think-
directed Paris, Texas.
Yeah.
It's his new movie.
Oh, I like that movie a lot. Okay.
There are a lot of good foreign movies out this year. A lot of them. No, I haven't seen any of these. This is annoying.
Oh, I have heard of this movie. Only because I've just looked up the
I wonder how
movie
many of
itself.
those good foreign movies came out last year elsewhere, though.
Well, yeah, this one says
But I mean,
2023,
like, you could
so
still give,
possibly.
like, Godzilla and
Yeah, Godzilla.
Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, Boy and the Heron,
That's
Past
fun.
Lives. Anyone? Love Life? That was
I
fucking
forgot
amazing.
Past Lives would be eligible.
Past Lives was
No,
good.
don't you?
L'Innocent. That was a great movie. Shin Kamen Rider. These are all good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck do you watch The Teacher's Lounge? What is that? How do you watch Perfect Days? I don't know.
I don't know.
How do you watch El Capitano? I
I
have
think
no
Perfect
idea.
Days
No.
is coming out soon.
Great, cool. What?
It looks like a pretty cool movie. I feel like it's the kind of movie that I would probably like. To be fair, if it's Japanese, I'll probably watch it anyway. So.
Teacher's Lounge comes out a week after the Oscars.
No, I've
what is
never
the
heard
point?
of it.
Why? Why do that?
I don't even know what it is. Okay, next one. Here's one to get angry and mad about. Best original score: American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
I just assume this is going to go to Oppenheimer. I'm not even going to talk
it's
about
going to go
this.
to Oppenheimer.
I like
Good.
the Poor Things
Poor
music,
Things
though.
was great.
It was very jarring.
Yeah, weird.
Indiana Jones actually, obviously has a great score as well. I think all those movies do.
Yep. No love for Godzilla -1.
No, apparently not.
Fucking cracking soundtrack.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because a lot of it is just like recycling old Godzilla music.
Oh yeah, is it
Yeah,
not
but
allowed?
they made it their own.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not allowed.
Was Spider-Verse nominated?
No.
No, that's a shame. They had a great
Yeah.
score.
The Boy and the Heron,
Yeah.
awesome
Fuck
score.
that, apparently.
Mm.
Fuck it all, apparently.
Fuck all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so classic Oscars shit.
But yeah, Oppenheimer had an incredible score, so
Yeah, I listen to that one all the time. That's a good one. what's the? But yeah, Oppenheimer. I'd probably choose that one.
Oppenheimer, 100%. And now you have my favorite category: best original song.
Woo!
The Fire Inside from Flaming Hot. I don't know what any of this is.
Oh,
I'm
the
so sorry.
Cheetos movie.
What?
There's a Cheetos movie. What the fuck are you talking about right now? No. Hold on. No. This cannot go on. This podcast cannot go on until I know what Flaming Hot is. Why is there a Cheetos movie?
Oh my god!
What the fuck is this?
Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The inspiring story of Frito-Lay janitor.
Oh.
Oh, what? This is actually about the origins of the
Flaming Hot
Cheetos. Fuck off.
That's kind of cool.
That is sick. What the fuck?
Eva Longoria.
Oh, Eva Longoria.
She's directing.
Isn't she the one from
Yeah.
No, I don't.
She's that one. Anyway.
I've lost her now.
Okay,
sorry.
What are the other ones?
Sorry, it's thrown me off now. Fucking Cheetos. Right, so there's the Cheeto song. I'm Just Ken from Barbie, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mark Ronson, Andrew Wyatt.
Thank you. I'm trying not to pronounce those, so I'm going to fuck them all up. It Never Went Away from American Symphony.
Yeah.
I cannot pronounce that one underneath. Max, you think you give it a go for me?
I
feel like I should have.
A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon by Scott George.
And then obviously the Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For? The Barbie song that was in the end of the fucking movie that became TikTok massive.
I think that's going to win.
I think that song is going to win as well.
Ken. I feel like I'm Just Ken's too obvious, and like I feel like they take themselves too seriously to do that.
No, it's going to be the Billie Eilish one. I don't want to
see Ryan Gosling going up on that stage and performing that song.
Well, he will do it because they perform all the...
they do, don't they?
You see his reaction at that last one.
He looked so defeated, didn't he?
He did not want it to win.
Because he was like, oh shit, now I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, I think it's going to go to that Billie Eilish song.
Yeah,
although I am curious to hear the Cheeto song, I'm not going to lie.
I want that one to win. That's my lock.
I think I'm going to watch that before the Oscars.
Yeah.
I'm going to get high as fuck,
and
I'm going to watch the Cheetos movie.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's Chris's birthday on Sunday. Should we get you over? We'll get high as fuck and we'll watch the Cheetos movie.
What a day.
Yeah, that'd be a good day.
That sounds
Why not? Thank you, Diane. Okay, best original screenplay is the big ones. Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. A lot of good ones.
I've only seen the last two.
Okay.
Me too. But I've seen a bit of Maestro. But that was boring. I don't want that to win.
Past Lives had a really great script, so I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah.
The Simpsons did a meme of it, so I think Past Lives got a good shot there.
They were.
There was a weird episode in the last season that had
movie.
The same plot as Past Lives.
Oh,
it came out before, but it was so weird when I was watching it. I was like, "This is literally Past Lives."
You believe Celine's song stole the idea from The Simpsons? Honestly,
yeah.
Past Lives.
Okay, yeah.
May December was great as well.
Yeah, I love that screenplay. That's like so well written.
I feel like I might.
Past Lives for me.
I feel like I might make a better effort of watching a couple more of these so that I don't have to sit there and go, what the fuck is this? When we actually go to watch the Oscars, which I don't know if we will be doing, but we probably should.
Cool.
Okay, best adapted screenplay. You have American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I'm going to go straight off the bat and say Poor Things, probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to say The Zone of Interest.
I think that will win.
Okay.
Do you? But I would I think that will probably win.
Really? That'd be cool. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know it's going to be fire.
I would love Poor Things to win. That script was so funny.
It would be really good.
I feel like you already said what it was about. I'm going to come in.
I think if Barbie wins, I'm actually going to let it.
I don't think it should.
That'd be such a slap in the face.
I don't think it's. I don't feel
I like that movie, but best adapted screenplay. Come on.
I'm not surprised. I was kind of expecting it.
I don't think it should. I feel like it's just not right, you know?
I don't know. I think it's a well-written movie.
It is well written. Some of it was like a bit heavy-handed, though.
I just mean like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like adapted screenplay. Like, never mind. Right. No. Whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Zone of interest, thanks. Just whatever, I haven't seen it, but go on. Go on, what's the next one then?
It's you.
Is what?
It's you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best. Okay. Best director is one to I'm mad already.
Is it because we're reading the same thing?
Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet. Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. Oppenheimer's Christopher Nolan. Poor Things is Yorgos Lanthimos. And the Zone of Interests, Jonathan Glazer.
You know that's going to go to Oppenheimer, innit? Like, I'm not even going to...
I think it will either be Oppenheimer or Scorsese.
Oh shit, yeah, you got two
I think it's
batters
more
here.
likely to be Christopher Nolan because he's never won Best Director. I don't even know if he's been nominated before, or he might have been nominated once before.
Time to look it up.
So I could see him getting it, but also Scorsese's getting old. He probably doesn't have a lot more of these, so I could see him giving it to him.
Yeah. I actually don't care.
He has been nominated before twice.
Whoever. I really don't
He's
care.
never won it. What? For...
They're all fantastic directors. I haven't seen Anatomy of a Fall, but like whatever.
My favourite would be Poor Things.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
just
cool.
assume it's going to go to Oppenheimer because everyone like seems
I
to
think it will.
lick butt of Nolan quite a lot.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, no fucking Celine song.
Nope.
Really?
No.
Come on, man.
This is a butt licking competition, Max. This is all
Give me a
this
fucking
thing ever
break.
is. This is like the Eurovision, okay?
I didn't expect like Molly Manning Walker to be nominated for How to Have Sex because that's like a debut sort of thing. I know they do that sometimes, but that was so bloody well directed. And you can hear us talk about that in just a second. Yeah, I don't know. Yorgos, fuck it. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Next one.
Best Supporting Actor, Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know what American Fiction is.
I've heard of it.
I might have a
don't
quick little
know what
look
it
up
is, though.
whilst I'm on the Letterboxd app. You should totally sponsor us, Letterboxd.
Yeah, do that.
Two of us are Patreons, not me.
Yeah, we're on it. Yeah, well, we don't have to figure this out like right now.
No, I was just looking it up. Just look kind of anyway,
So
right.
that's a movie with Jeffrey Wright in.
Yes, that is.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. You've got Sterling K. Brown there. Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Robert De Niro.
I know, I was trying so hard not to do it. You've got Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and then Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. I automatically think it's just going to go to Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Automatically.
I think
He's
it
good.
will.
Because didn't
was
he
good.
win the Emmy or whatever? Was it? No.
Right.
The Golden Globe.
Yeah, that one. Same
I don't
fucking
know.
thing.
It's like it feels like one of those movies. It's like it's so important because it's this guy and this huge thing that happened. They made a movie about this guy who did this huge thing, and so obviously everything's going to go to this movie. I'm like, okay, boring. Give it to Mark Ruffalo. That was a fucking stellar performance.
Yeah, I think Mark Ruffalo was...
Yeah, I think he gave the best performance out of those nominated, but
Oh, he was
Yeah.
glorious.
I think
don't
it'll
know
go
if-
to Downey Jr. And I'm not even
Yeah.
mad about that
No.
because I do think
No,
he was great
glorious,
in
to be fair. Go
Yeah.
on then, Max. Go on.
Best Supporting Actress, we have Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Colour Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Davine Joy Randall for The Holdovers.
I fucking love Danielle Brooks. She was in
it. America.
Orange is the New Black. She's sick. America Ferrera
Yeah.
is my fucking favourite. I want her to win it.
That's
So
such a
she won't.
weird
but I love her.
nomination. I don't
I love her.
think she was that great in the movie.
Nah.
I think she was good.
She was good.
Like she put on a decent performance for the character.
It's not
but
like standout.
no, I don't think it's
Not one of the
like
best.
award
No.
nomination.
No, but
worthy.
because she's there, I'm gonna pick her. She's not gonna win it, but because she's there, she
Should've
gets my
done
vote.
Scarlett Johansson for that Wes Anderson one.
Yeah, she
Do
was
you know
right in that.
what? I guess they must have just said, fuck Wes Anderson to the moon, because I don't see a single
It's probably just
little bit of
it's
him.
too weird.
Oh, what, like Poor Things wasn't like the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life? Well, I was high, to be fair, so I mean.
Yeah, but the Oscars love Yorgos Lanthimos.
He
Like
is
the
pretty
Academy
cool.
love him.
To be
All his
fair.
movies get nominated.
For what it's worth, he is a pretty cool guy. So
I enjoyed Vanessa Kirby in Napoleon. I thought she was very good in that. More so than like I enjoyed America Ferrera in Barbie.
whatever.
Or Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Emily Blunt was kind of boring. No offense.
She was just there.
Yeah, she just kind of existed.
I don't really know if I've got anyone that I'd rather go to.
No.
No, I wouldn't say
Anne
there's.
Hathaway and
yeah.
Eileen was good. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
You want to go, Mackie Moo?
You know who was fucking good was oh no, that would be like a lead. Never mind.
No,
I'll
that's
mention it
what
when
that's
she
what the next.
inevitably doesn't get chosen for
That's
the
what
next
the
one.
next category is.
One of my favourite performances this year actually was from Rachel McAdams in Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. She was really great.
I
in
love
that
Rachel
movie.
McAdams as well.
Nice.
She doesn't exist though.
Guess
so
not.
yeah,
What's the next one?
that's you,
Is it me?
my love. Yeah.
Fucking Jesus Christ, I'm losing it. Losing it. Best Actress. Annette Bening for Naiad. What is Naiad? Don't look it up. I don't need to know. We don't need to do this again. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Carrie Mulligan for Maestro. And Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Do you know what? I haven't seen any of these, so I'm going to say Emma Stone because I haven't seen any of
Lily
them.
Gladstone.
Yeah.
And then you said Emma Stone. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. See, that, and we said it
yeah.
at the time when we saw Killers of the Flower Moon that was the best fucking performance of the year by Lily Gladstone. And I firmly believe that was like the one that was going to get it. And then I saw Poor Things and now I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Either of them.
Well, at least
If
you
it's
could, yeah.
anyone but either of those, I'll be very
It goes to
upset.
Carrie Mulligan. Come on.
I love Carrie Mulligan, but
Yeah, but it was
fuck?
just so boring.
I don't even care if I'm totally honest.
Give it to Annette Bening.
All right, let's go to Best Actor. We've got Bradley Cooper, Maestro. We have Coleman Domingo for Rustin.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. And Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did we do? Oh yeah, we did supporting actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
This is such a
was going
bullshit
to go
category.
to Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, but
yeah.
fuck me. Like,
I'm a bit confused by this category because you had all these like other movies in here, but there's like now movies in here that hadn't really been featured before.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit confused by
who
it,
the
to
fuck
be
cares
honest.
about Rustin?
I don't know what Rustin
I
even
don't even
is.
know what that is.
Yeah,
Well, I've
I'm
heard
just
of it. I
confused.
just don't know what it is. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's gonna go to Cillian Murphy anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
So-
whatever.
Yeah,
I don't really. Like, what the fuck?
Supporting actor. I just remembered. No Glenn Howerton on.
on
course not.
Blackberry.
No.
Oh, what a fucking movie! That movie's been snubbed. I nearly said dubbed
Yeah,
there.
it didn't get anything.
To be fair, I think it's one of those movies that kind of fell off the radar. I reckon it'll get picked back up at some point.
Because I think Jay Baruchel could have easily gotten Best Actor
Oh,
nomination.
the blonde geezer. Yeah,
He was so good.
he was so fun.
Can't wait to watch that one.
All right, come on then, Max.
Who's that
I'm not
fucking
even gonna,
guy from Past Lives?
uh,
TOU. He could have done it.
This
They
is
both
such a-
should have.
This is such a weird category.
Yeah.
I'm actually not even. I'm not even impressed. I'm not even
TOU
looking at it
and
anymore.
Greta Lee, they would have been
It's,
fire nominations.
it's absolute dog shit, that
Or,
category.
Jason Schwartzman for Asteroid City.
No,
was good.
Asteroid City doesn't exist.
The
Literally,
lead
it
guy
may
in
as well
Godzilla
not.
-1 was incredible as well.
Yeah. What's his name?
Well, you
Because
know
he
what?
fucking pulled it out of the bag. Okay.
It doesn't matter, guys, because it's but dog shit.
Ryonosuke Kamiki. He was awesome. I loved him. But yeah.
Cool name.
The Leo?
Leo.
No Leo? For fucking Killers of the Flower Moon? No?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
You're not going to do that?
No,
the
apparently
fuck?
not. No, I'm
Didn't
telling
even
you.
know this.
No,
I
I'm
think I
telling
just assumed he was there,
No.
so I didn't even.
No, instead you
Register.
got Coleman Domingo and Bradley Cooper for the movie that he directed.
you don't even.
This is very disappointing.
It is dog shit. The category is dog shit. Absolute
Good
dog
God.
shit.
What are we fucking playing at here? Come on.
It's not us, it's the Academy.
Yeah, but I'm saying it to them like, come on, guys, what are we doing?
I told you, they don't watch these movies. They just don't.
They don't give a fuck.
Anyway,
Bradley Cooper made a black and white movie that he directed and also starred in. Do him.
And it's about Leonard Bernstein as well.
Yeah. And it sucks.
All right, well, at least you get to do the last category, Max.
Okay, Best Picture.
Yeah.
Obviously, a fair few more nominations for this one.
Mm-hmm.
American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
I know I haven't seen...
I probably could have predicted that whole thing.
I'd be like...
This is not the worst list of nominations, I don't think.
It's good, I think.
It's pretty good, but it's fairly predictable most of the time.
Yeah.
Good to see Past Lives get a nom there, actually.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Probably. I feel like, is it even worth watching the Oscars this year when you just know...
Oh, I'm watching
like,
it.
What is,
just to get,
I don't know, man.
Drunk and have a laugh. But it's...
I don't know.
I don't really give a fuck.
I don't really care who wins because I haven't seen half of them. I don't want Oppenheimer to win,
but I feel like it will.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because the Oscars have this very flip-floppy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
what was it, Coda that won?
Yeah, sometimes they intentionally go for like the most out-of-pocket random movie that no one can
But what is
predict.
the most out-of-pocket random movie that they could pick out of this?
American Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
only because I hadn't Maestro. Seen it, or Maestro or The Holdovers.
Could you imagine them picking something like Maestro?
I wouldn't be surprised if The Holdovers won. That's like big hit with a lot of people.
God, I've really got to see this movie. I just watched like the trailer or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, this looks so fucking boring.
It looked kind of lame.
Yeah.
But
it's out now.
Yeah,
Great.
we could see it, to be fair. I won't be paying to see it.
I was invited to see it tonight, but said no because we're doing this.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so much.
I
don't give a fuck about it. Got a prime choice, anyone?
No, I don't, if I'm honest.
Well, my favourite was Past Lives, so I don't know, that one.
My favourite's probably Poor Things, but I think Oppenheimer will win.
I'm just going to say Oppenheimer for the sake
Poor
of...
Things overtook Killers of the Flower Moon for you. Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's all the categories. We can now go on with our lives in great disappointment.
Yeah, until the next time.
As we were. Now we have other things to talk about.
Sure. Do you want to take it away? Since you said we got other things to talk about, I feel like you got something in the cage there.
No.
Nice little bullet.
No, I didn't really. No.
No? You want to...
No.
No?
I think this podcast got us warped, man. The shit that we end up fucking... What are you doing over there?
It's getting a drink, all right? Fine. You know what? Poor Things. Let's talk about Poor Things. Yorgos Lanthimos. He came out with a movie. We only just got it. And now we're going to talk about it. I saw it like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Not super fresh on it, but you guys saw it the other day. the other day.
We did.
You were like, wow, that was like insane, bruv. So let's talk about it on the podcast. I'm like, okay, fine, but I don't know. So, yeah.
I feel like Chris has probably got it the freshest in his mind, I'd imagine.
Give us your fresh take then, Chris.
I fucking loved it so much.
It was sick.
Really big fan of Yorgos Lanthimos. I think I've got one or two of his like earlier movies that I've not seen, but literally everything else I've seen I've loved, and I think this might be my favourite of his because it's just so out there and weird and wild and interesting and creative. I don't think I've ever seen a movie quite like this. It's completely original and unique, but I absolutely loved everything he was doing.
Wet and wild, baby. Wet and wild.
It was legit. It just...
Very wet and very wild.
It was.
You got Emma Stone coming in as this sort of girl who's not, you know, she has the mind of a baby. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to grow up at like an accelerated rate. It's all about her going through the world and exploring the world and being taken advantage of and trying to find out who she is and how to navigate the world. And it's about animals and, as Yorgos Lanthimos is so oft
Sex.
apt at doing, and it's about sex and women and stuff like that, and men and women and the animals. Yeah, he's a very animalistic sort of guy, trying to liken us all to animals all the time.
I mean, he's not
in a lot
wrong.
of his movies. He ain't wrong. I think he likes a lot of that stuff. This idea that we're all of us basically just like animalistic motherfuckers going at it, and if we had strip us all back, just be fucking all the time and doing whatever our base urges led us to do. And I think it's about this idea of, I found it very interesting, like just seeing how she navigated the world that was like very new in a way that people were telling her, no, you're not allowed to do that, or you can't do that because it's not the done thing. She was like, why is it not the done thing to, masturbate at the table?
I mean, sure.
It's like, it's frowned upon in polite society. But I think it got to like the sort of this crux of like how kind of silly these things are, like social norms and niceties that we sort of afford each other. I don't know, like nobody wants to see somebody like masturbating at the table. Like, come on. So, but a lot of it, I think, was about like women and people like telling women what to do or like where their place was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed so much this the way in which she learned more things and like how to speak as the movie went on. She was very what do they call her at the beginning? That's a very pretty retard, I think they said. And she she speaks like a baby. She doesn't really have anything going on upstairs, but as the movie progresses, and it's very subtle in the way that as she learns at this more accelerated rate than people do, that her speech gets better, and it never was very like ham-fisted with it. It never forced it, but you understood like the intention of it, and how like as it progressed and as the movie develops, she gets smarter and she starts becoming a full person and with her own ideas and all that. I found that's like so interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think Emma Stone's performance like really captures that perfectly well, where she is very like childish and adolescent like at the beginning, and kind of speaking like only a few words at a time because she doesn't know any, to where she ends up at the end of the movie like a complete person. I think it's just such a well done performance, probably one of her best, if not her best, that she's ever done.
I think so. Yeah, she's up there, man. She's such a fucking fantastic actress.
Yeah, she is great.
I enjoyed this the whole part with like Mark Ruffalo coming in and being like, oh, well, you're kind of pretty and I quite like you. But was he sort of fell in love with her as she was this sort of fool, this baby sort of character. And as she came into her own a bit and started learning more and talking to other people, he started to like get angry with her and sort of not like her as much. I thought that was like such a keen examination of like this idea of like over time as we see women taking charge and all that and becoming people, whereas back in fucking the 1800s 1700s or whatever and before that, how recently has it been since women got the vote and all that, and they were just like ornaments and just things to stay pretty. But this is the examination of like this fucking guy played by Mark Ruffalo who falls in love with what is basically a child because she has no thoughts of her own, and she's just like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with her, and she loves sex, so that's great. That's it. And she doesn't say anything that goes against what he thinks or what he does, so great. All up for that. But as soon as she starts getting all these different ideas, he goes off of her. I found that to be like really great. What did you think of it, Darcy? As your experience was quite an interesting one, I think. Because you say it was quite a fucking weird movie, but like only because like while you were high.
No, well,
but you didn't know if that was like if everybody was having the same experience as you were.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was definitely high enough to think that the film was even weirder than probably everyone else probably thought it was. But no, I think it was kind of like I've seen some of this other guy's movies, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of almost to be expected. But I was like, oh, I definitely shouldn't have done this because I think it was about 10 minutes in, and I went, oh man, I really shouldn't have done this. Like, I think I should have just gone into it pure sober mind.
I think this is like kind of weirder than anything he's ever done before because it does kind of have this like fantasy sort of angle to it and how it looks. So it is very surreal and like very colourful and bright.
It honestly was like, I was sitting there and I thought, I've literally never seen a movie like this.
No.
And I don't think I ever will again. There's just something about it. There's just something like so unconventional to it. It doesn't even, high or not high, it just doesn't, it's just something that I've not seen before. And it was so like refreshing to see something in a cinema that just wasn't like fucking formulaic and boring like a lot of the other things that you see at the moment. And I was like, oh, this really like just fucking balls to the wall, this one. I was like, I had so much fun. Yeah,
it's like set in that strange sort of warped world that's kind of based in this world.
Yeah,
they're going to places like Lisbon and all that. We've got these things here, but also, the sky is fucking in just
multicolored
with like
shit,
colors and like different things, and like all the places they go to. It felt like world building in a video game sort of thing.
It did feel very like, it's this world, but not of this world, you know?
It kind of felt like 1800s, like Victorian sort of time at points, but also felt very futuristic at the same time, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah, I just saw, so my friend watched it. I didn't realise that he watched it. I didn't see that he wrote a review because he tends to write these really lengthy reviews. But I was just kind of skimming through it. And he was talking about like how it felt very like, a series of unfortunate events, and I was like, actually, it kind of did have that kind of vibe to it though, where everything was like almost like not cartoony. I can't explain
I can't explain reality.
It. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, just so warped and weird. And I was like, yeah, actually, like I can see where that would come from because it's so fucking weird. It's so weird. Like, I can't even describe it in words, but I just had such a good time with it that I just didn't even really like. I almost just kind of took it at face value, like, oh yeah, look, there's Willem Dafoe, he's screaming bubbles again. Ha ha ha. Oh,
what
look,
the hell was that about? Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, they're having sex again. Ha ha ha. Like,
yeah.
There's a goat duck thing. Ha ha ha. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is cool. I like that kind of shit. Like, where it's just you go to a movie and like, I love doing this kind of thing where obviously when I go home or I see people that I haven't seen for a while, and then they'll be like, we'll be talking about a movie and I'll be like, oh yeah, I went to go see this movie the other day, and they'll be like, oh, what is it about? And I say, I don't have a fucking clue, and then I start describing stuff from it. And I imagine that's going to happen with this movie as well. I'm going to go home and I'm going to tell this to my mum, and she's going to be like, what are you guys watching? And I'll be like, you need to watch this right now. I don't know if she'd like it, but
Willem Dafoe, he took the body of a pregnant woman and he took the baby out of her, and then he took the baby's brain out and put it in the head of the woman.
It was some Frankenstein shit, but it was awesome.
That was so cool.
I was like, this is the fucking coolest thing.
Very Frankenstein.
It really was. It felt
reminiscent of that,
especially like the black and white like scenes in the in the house and shit. Like, I was like, oh okay, like we're going for a vibe here. Yeah. And then when it changed to colour, I was like, ooh, we're going for another vibe. I don't know, I had a lot of fun.
Enjoyed those animal hybrids as well that were running around, the duck dog and all that.
The fucking duck dog, goose.
Yeah.
Thing.
He loves his animals, but it's also
really
like
does.
a contrast to like the hybrid element of the main character of like this baby brain in the brain of in the head of a woman who was supposed to give birth to it. It's like such a crazy fucking concept.
Who doesn't kind of feel a bit like a baby brain adult, Like
to this extent?
I
Maybe
mean, yeah, not to that extent, but like, who doesn't kind of feel that way?
Yeah.
You know, I kind of
They call like Willem Dafoe God.
I
His
thought
name
that was
like
quite
Godfrey
interesting.
or something, but she
It's
called him
Win, I
God.
believe.
It's all like creationism and all that. How he like created her.
It was
And like
just so
what
much
the
fun.
power he has. Is he allowed to do this? Don't think so.
No, but he's done it anyway.
But he's
How
done
did he do
'cause
it?
He's fucking insane.
That's the question that I actually pose. Is like, I thought for a second that like Willem Dafoe was like some sort of like hybrid creature himself, but I think he was just a guy. And I'm like, I'm confused. But then again, you watch a film like this and you just kind of take it on the chin, don't you? Like, yeah, that's
but
fucking
even
weird.
before this movie came out, all the promotional images of
You
Willem
know?
Dafoe was like, wow, this guy looks fucking insane. Looks
Yeah, he
really
does.
great.
Yeah.
The prosthetics on his face, like,
That's what I
goddamn.
mean. Like, it was.
He was like a patchwork man himself who has been like taken apart and put together
He
again.
was.
Much in the same way as
He was his own Frankenstein
his
guy.
own sort of surrogate daughter was.
So fucking weird.
It's all about like science contrasting with love, I guess.
Yeah.
And how he insisted that he was not going to like fall in love with this girl. But it turns out that like you can only take that so far and spend so much time with someone before you like actually, yeah, he does love her like a daughter. And that was obviously shown like towards the end where she like goes back to him and he's like
I felt like that was kind of
lamenting it a bit,
evident
yeah.
from the get-go, really. But obviously wasn't
think
like
it,
fully established until the end.
It develops that character really nicely as well, the character of Godwin.
He does
You've
feel
got
very
like
nice,
a lot
doesn't he?
of like moments where he's talking about how his like dad abused him in the name of science, like performing loads of experiments on him. And like when he's saying it, it's almost like it's normal, sort of matter of fact, just things that kind of speaks about it without like any real emotion. So like seeing him like so overcome with joy to see her at the end and stuff, it's just shows really good progression for the character.
I was going to say, there is a bit of tad irony in there, considering he's literally done this to this other woman, but I guess that's kind of like the point in it. The character arc of, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. It's kind of fucked up. But here we are.
I do like that character of Max as well.
Is
the sort
that
of scientist who comes in.
Oh, he's cute.
Sort of. But like also, I don't want any of these bastards to win. I don't want any of them to get what they want.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's like a guy, he comes in and he does like, he just like writes down what she's doing and sort of like tests her and things. Then he's like, oh, I've also fallen in love with her. Can I marry her? And then, but it's like, what? You know, at that point I was like, you freak. You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I've got to admit
She's
that
like
was
a child.
weird. Yeah.
And also, like, how could you do that? And
And
it's
he
like,
should know better, right?
you should know better. Yeah, it's just weird and gross. How like all the men tried to take advantage of her in this way. No, and you could say, yeah, he was like the nicest guy there, but it's like, fuck, he's still sucked.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
know?
it's like, I don't know, it's like, oh, you were the nicest of all the horrible options I had. Do you know what I mean?
I know you can't go away with Mark Ruffalo. We're going to be married. It's like, how dare you?
Yeah, well, I mean,
You just,
to be
like,
fair,
try
she
to,
probably
like,
shouldn't have
keep-
been going away with Mark Ruffalo in
No, but
in
at the end of the day,
hindsight.
it's her
But
choice.
yeah,
And,
true,
you know,
true.
it's if he had it his way, he wouldn't have let her go, and he wouldn't have let her do anything.
Yeah,
it
and
would have
she
been
wouldn't
just
have
like
grown.
True.
and
you
her
know,
mind wouldn't have expanded, and
this
she wouldn't
idea of, like,
read. And
how we create ourselves as people
Yeah.
and how we cultivate our own personalities through the experiences we have. She needs to have these experiences. It doesn't matter if they're bad or good. These
That's just
are
what they are.
makes us people. So for him to be like, don't go and away with him, you just stay with me. Because if you meet like other men, you realize that like other men are sort of kind of nice sometimes as well, like I am.
I love that. So kind of nice sometimes. Yeah, I mean,
So yeah, I enjoyed where that went. I enjoyed all the arcs that came to a head at the end.
yeah, I like
And
how it all came
How
together.
she decided to like study anatomy and all that to sort of.
I like
So-
how she turned her husband into a goat man.
That was fun.
I like that a lot because I
It's a lot of
fucking
fun.
hate
Yeah, that was.
goats.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that quite a lot.
Also, something that I really enjoyed was just like how dialogue is delivered and how like the writing is delivered and all that. Because in Yorgos Lanthimos' movies, you've got a very specific way of getting people to deliver lines. A lot of the time, it's very deadpan.
Yeah.
That's sometimes where the humour can come from. I worry that if he carries on doing that sort of thing, I might get a bit tired of it. Like I'm getting ever so slightly tired of when Wes Anderson does it. But
which is fair enough.
This is not that. So I think like the choice to go away from that, it was very, I think it lent to the movie a lot. You know, it needed that, because I don't think you could deliver lines in Poor Things the same way that you could deliver lines in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and it would like hit as well. You know.
No, I think it only works.
It works for those movies.
Yeah. I think it's in the context of it, right?
Yeah.
But then again, the context of this movie is so bizarre that I think it could get away with quite a lot. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd really like, it's like based on a book, which I'd be really interested to read. I think it's like been one of those ones where people have wanted to make a movie of it for years, but it's always been considered like unadaptable.
Yeah, does it have a graphic novel? That's the question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently not, but when I type it in, it comes up with books, so maybe it does. I would read that if it was a graphic novel, for sure. I'm not a big fan of reading actual words because I'm a baby and I hate reading.
Don't like words. Words scary. Words bad.
Hopefully we'll have one of those like now that it's a movie, we'll have like that injection of loads of people are going to buy this book and make this person even more rich. I say that, are they even alive? I don't even know. Either way, hope the book does well.
Hope this does well.
I think it will. It seems to be doing
well.
Yeah, it's doing. I find it quite surprising though, considering how strange it is. But again, from my point of view, I actually think we need more interesting content in terms of movies, because it's getting a bit stale, isn't it? Otherwise,
seems to be getting like universal acclaim.
Yeah,
from
which I think is good.
We saw it in a pretty big screen, and it was completely packed.
Yeah, it was full.
We were sat next to a group of lads, and we were like, "Oh, they're gonna hate it," but they seemed to love it.
Yeah,
no one walked out, which seems to be very rare. For when I go to the cinema, I swear there's always at least one or two people that walk out.
I was quite surprised at it, but not in the sense that because I thought it was a bad movie, because I didn't. But you watch a movie like this and you never know how it's going to go down with the general public, right? Because you're like, will they like this? It's a bit weird. But then again, I think we need it. I think cinema's getting really, really boring. And I think this man has come to try and salvage a new breath of fresh air into it.
He's one of the greats around at the moment.
He needs to keep doing whatever the fucking weird shit that he's doing, in my opinion.
Keep doing what you're doing, Yorgos. You're killing the game.
Yeah.
Cool. Ratings?
Yeah, sure. Can we rate it out of weird bubbles, please?
Okay.
I don't even know what they were called. I just like the fact that
the
burp bubble.
Yeah.
I like burp.
Cool.
Okay.
Are we rating it our burp bubbles?
Yes, you made that up now, so you can.
You took Darcy's idea, and like a man, you turned it into something was now your own. So yeah, you get the credit.
Yeah, I love this movie. Really weird, crazy stuff. Yeah, great stuff. I give it 10 burp bubbles out of 10.
Woo! Love it. Love to see it again. Would love a 4K. Looks amazing. One of the best performances of the year from Emma Stone.
Yeah,
so knocked it out of the park there. I'll give it an 8 burp bubbles out of 10 for now.
It is the movie of the year and the only movie I've seen this year. 9 burp bubbles out of 10.
Yeah. I think what was sort of bringing it down for me was I felt the time a bit. Felt like it maybe could have shortened it, but maybe that's something that would be remedied on a second go around.
It probably
I
would.
didn't feel that.
I didn't feel it, but there were points where I was like, I feel like I was coming in out of it, but again, I think that's just because I was like not with the
I was
world.
just sort of thinking like it was more like when she was on the boat, where I was like, where is this going? How is this going to progress?
I think that part was probably the longest in terms of like successional scenes. So yeah, you're probably right, but
Cool. We did a free for all. So everyone just picked a movie we watched the movies. Magnolia, How to Have Sex, and Misery. Chris picked that first one. Take it away.
So my pick was Magnolia, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson from 1999. I've wanted to pick this one for a long time, but haven't because of how long it is.
And you shouldn't have done it now.
Well, it's done now.
It's done.
Fair point.
The film's like kind of like one of those interconnected sort of stories where there's a bunch of different characters going through their different lives, and it kind of all comes together. Kind of a bunch of people in pretty much the worst place of their life, like trying to find happiness or forgiveness, and yeah.
It's like a Babel.
It's like Bible. Or Mores Beros. This one did it first.
Yeah.
It was the first one.
And this one was probably the longest of them all. I actually don't know, maybe not.
This sort of demands it, though. That very long run time. What is it, like a day?
What? The
This
movie?
takes place over
Yeah,
like
Is
a
it
it a
takes
day?
day?
place over 24 hours.
Yeah.
No, it
So-
doesn't. It felt like 7 years. Right, so I only have one gripe to make about this movie, and it's legit that Chris has spoken about this movie many times, and I was like, oh man, Tom Cruise is, I don't like him, but he sounds kind of cool in this movie, whatever. And I'm like, okay, we'll watch it at some point. He fucking had the audacity to tell me I would not feel the length of this 3-hour fuckfest. And what happened? It felt like 7 years. It was the longest. This felt longer than that fucking elephant movie that we watched. It felt so long. Other than that, great movie.
For me, like every time I watch it, it feels like an hour long.
I'm
It just
so
absolutely
pissed
by.
off about it. I'm so angry about it because I just kept checking my phone, going, "Fucking hell, we're still here." Fucking
It's very
hell.
bold of you to say that. I don't know if I would ever recommend a very long movie to you, Darcy, and say, you're not going to feel the time.
Yeah, you're
very
you're
short-sighted.
coming to the ADHD kid and saying you're definitely not going to feel 3 hours
Well,
of
it's
this
just because a
movie.
lot of the time I do feel the length of it's that long, but with Magnolia, I don't feel it at all.
Yeah, but you don't have that spice. You don't understand what it's like to have to sit in a movie for 3 hours and feel the length of 3 hours. It was horrendous. The rest of the film was great though. Like, I don't really have any complaints about this movie apart from no one washing their hair. Disgusting.
What do you mean?
Oh, everyone had like the greasiest hair except I don't know her name.
Oh,
The sweet
Julianne Moore.
Yes, the sweet red-headed lady was the only one who looked like she washed her hair. Everyone else had the greasiest fucking hair I've ever seen.
They're all fucked up and on drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she
Dying of
was one of the
cancer.
worst, and she still washed her hair.
No, she was all right in the end.
No,
Well, no, she wasn't.
I don't think she was.
I think a lot of people weren't all right at the end of this one.
It was like it kind of ended the same way that like Requiem for a Dream kind of does.
Well,
like
she
you
was
sit
in
there and go,
hospital, so she might have been all right.
Yeah, but the way
but what
she
was the
got there,
concept? Yeah,
Jesus
what-
Christ, I tell you.
yeah, what was the
What a
context of that? Yeah,
Yeah, Chris
Pretty-
introduced me to this one. He gave me his Blu-ray
pretty sad one,
a
isn't
couple
it?
of years ago, and I was just there like soaked in tears.
Yeah, I could hear Chris kind of like sobbing quietly in the corner, like as if I didn't fucking notice. I was like, oh, here he goes.
No one will
Yeah.
notice me. Yeah, it's a rich tapestry of a movie. I never lament having to watch it, but personally, for this marathon overall, it's a lot of heavy movies that we're doing.
Yeah.
So to start off with this one is very bold.
But I also feel like there's no good place for it, really.
No, you couldn't have ended with this either because I probably would have gone home. I don't think I could have sat
we would
through
have killed
this at the end.
ourselves
Yeah.
afterwards.
And
Yeah.
it's not a good middle movie.
No, it's just too long.
No, yeah, it has to be at the front, but it shouldn't be because it's like weight weldy, you know what I mean? You watch it and you go, oh, I can't be bothered now. Like, but it
Yeah.
ended. I didn't feel as like
tired.
fucked up as I probably should have, but I don't know if that was more to do with the fact that I wasn't really, and it sounds really bad, but I wasn't really connecting to anyone in the same sort of way as, like, you know what I mean? Like when Tom Cruise is like the poor man's like just sobbing at the fact that his dad's dying, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just didn't. It sounds really bad, but I didn't feel any connection to any of the people in this movie, which is really awful to say, but I just didn't care about anyone really, apart from who was the nurse?
Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah, he was the only one that I actually felt anything towards. Everyone else, I was just like, I don't give a fuck about any of you.
Yeah.
I just didn't care.
What about the boy? On the
Oh
boy.
yeah, actually, I did feel quite bad for him, but his ending wasn't quite as. Actually, no, his ending was quite sad. Yeah.
No, his ending was good. He had a good ending.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I felt bad for him when he weed himself. That made me feel. That made me feel. That made me feel sad.
This was like such a story about like what we don't allow children to do, and like how stupid the fucking rules are, and how much we don't listen to kids. All he wants is to go to the toilet. He's on this stupid fucking game show where he's got to be like this fucking monkey doing tricks and answering questions, and he has this great speech where he asks the fucking guy Jimmy, who's like, what the fuck are you, what is this, what are you do, why am I made to feel like a freak for answering questions, for being smart, for asking to go to the bathroom? What is that? I'm asking you, Jimmy, what is that? I was like, fucking yes, mate.
He's got a good point, you know.
He does.
Yeah, he does have a good point.
So he had a really good ending where I think like that was all, and that's a lot about like child abuse and stuff like that, and how his dad just saw him as like a way to make money off of this game show because he was so smart. Just watching him do tricks all day. Yeah, so I think he got like a good ending where like it all sort of happened.
Yeah, he kind of stands up to him.
I think that
you have to be nicer to me, Dad. Yeah. You have to be nicer to me. I'm like, fuck yes.
Yeah. The way he says it's really creepy as well.
It's like the guy from AI.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. The dead eyes and everything. Well, to be fair, his dad did seem a bit like a piece of shit, to be fair.
Yeah.
I had to put it politely.
I thought that getting round to Phil, the nurse, I thought it was like insane that he got involved in it all, considering he was like doing shift work.
Yeah, surely.
Looking after this guy. What was he there for, like an hour before he decides, I'm going to get involved in this old man's life?
Yeah, like surely, like that's actually against like your like contract as an. I don't think you're allowed to
but
do
he did
that.
It anyway.
Yeah, I was just thinking like surely you weren't allowed to do that. But like I appreciate the fact
technically
that
he was told to do it by the old man.
That is true.
Like, fine, my son. His name is Tom Cruise, and he
his name is Tom Cruise.
He does a seminar about being a man and ladies. Some of the funniest shit in this movie is just watching Tom Cruise be this fucking weird guy selling how to get women to these absolute incels.
And he's pretty much just playing himself as well.
Oh,
why would you say that? You don't know Tom.
No, that's true. We
just
don't know
from what
Tom.
I've seen in like interviews and stuff, he does like act like it.
Have you seen him in interviews where he's like explaining Scientology?
No,
yeah,
I bet it's weird.
Insane. He's such a weirdo.
Yeah.
I bet that's what it is. It's like the same premise though, isn't it? Like that is his thing is like, oh, how can I take what I know about Scientology and make it sound like I'm picking up women? Right, let's do this.
Yeah,
He's
I watched that
guy.
Scientology documentary and he's in it quite a lot and it's really wild.
I don't really know what Scientology even is. Like, I've seen about it much, but I still don't really know what it is.
I've watched a lot of interviews of Tom Cruise explaining what Scientology is.
And still don't know what it is.
Could not tell you. He's got, I love like how he's like doing this talk to all these men, and he's got that poster that like rolls down behind him, and it's just like furry porn.
It is really like I actually
respect the cock. It's like,
as like stupid as it was, I actually thought those kind of scenes were like my favourite parts, were just like watching him just act like an absolute tool. Because I think it's because I don't really like him. I think that's why I like that, if that makes sense. I'm like, I'm watching this guy who I don't like be an absolute knob.
It felt like he was playing an exaggerated version of himself.
Yeah, exactly. I think that maybe that's the whole point. Like he's a bit of a freak, and I'm kind of. It's fine. It was like watching something. Like I was saying, like it reminded me of like the Dennis system. Like legit, it's just like this really weird narcissistic guy just talking about like
seduce and destroy.
Yeah. Get your calendars and how will you know 8 days have passed if you haven't put it on your calendar? Like, what the fuck? You don't know how long a week is?
I actually love his performance in this. I'd probably say this is like maybe my favourite of his performances.
Probably.
He just goes for it.
Do you know what? I don't even blame him for it though, because again, it's not something that you see very often in these movies where someone's acting like, I don't even know.
He can do it, man. He can do it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to do it anymore.
No.
Between this and like Eyes Wide Shut, even like Interview with the Vampire was a really good performance. But he can do it. This is really up there for me. I was blown away when I saw this the first time. I was like, Tom? What are you doing, Tom?
Like, what is he doing?
The part where like he eventually goes to see his father and he just like breaks down. He hates him so much for abandoning him and his mother while his mother died when he was just like 14 years old. And he's there like sobbing. Just like he doesn't want his dad to die, but he fucking hates him so much. He says, don't go away, you fucking arsehole. He just says that. I'm like, God, I can't deal with this.
It's horrible stuff. That's probably like the saddest bit of the movie for me.
It's my favourite part.
Yeah, it gets me every time.
I feel like I would have been sadder had I actually cared about him.
That tends to happen.
That was the problem I was having with it, was that not that I didn't think it was sad, because I was like, oh man, that is pretty sad. But like, if I'm not invested or care about these people, I'm like, whatever.
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm really fucking invested in his character, probably most of all.
To be fair, maybe I'm just a cunt. To be fair, I don't know.
But it's like,
I don't know.
Just like learning about everything that he went through as like a child and all that, and then like,
oh yeah, it was pretty horrendous.
He's clearly just like putting up this guy, is this front to act like this manly man. Because I got that sense when like he was being interviewed, and the interviewer comes into his talk, and he like tells her, it's not very safe for you here. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know you're creating this like horrible, unsafe environment. So he's like, he clearly has that in his mind, but he's not going to stop doing it, because he's first and foremost a cunt.
Yeah,
he's a massive dick.
Talk about how he was going to kick dogs. I actually thought that bit was really funny. I don't know if I should have, but
no, it's hilarious.
That bit was so funny. I'm going to drop kick your fucking dogs. Like, no. That was the only time I was like, no. I was like more invested in the dogs. I was like, please. Don't do this, Tom.
I've also got Julianne Moore's like subplot connected to that, where she's like feeling immense guilt for like basically marrying this guy for money and then falling in love with him as he died.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean,
she was like trying to get out of the will.
Yeah.
She didn't marry him for the right reasons. Or
I kind of respected her character, to be fair. Like, out of all of them.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
Apart from my boy Phil. But he was also called Phil.
Yeah. He was also
Makes
called
things
Phil.
Confusing, yes.
She has, we talk about these characters, but I'm like, oh yeah, she has one of my favourite scenes, but I think they all have at least one of my favourite scenes.
I just love that one of her in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
That was
incredible.
That was insane.
That's the best part for me. For her,
insane.
Yeah, definitely.
She was just going for it, and I was like, fair enough. Because to be honest, I think I was rooting for her. I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
they were being pretty dicky about it, to be fair. So.
Yeah, she was kind of in the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't like, and that's evident from
it's very
like
unprofessional,
the get go. They're like, oh, what are you going to do with this? It's like, don't you fucking dare ask me that. You don't know my life. You don't know me. It's yeah, it was like so sad because she's obviously like in such a fucking low place.
Yeah, obviously.
He says, I have sickness all around me and you ask me my life. I was like, that's such a fucking great line.
Yeah.
Incredible. I love maybe Donnie Smith, that guy.
Yeah.
His plot was like fucking weird. Just,
The one who like
That was
cracks his
always
teeth on the
my-
pavement.
That was
Oh.
always my least favourite bit, but like
That makes me
watching it this
cringe.
time, that was the one I was most invested in.
yeah.
I'm glad
I think
that
it's
he
the
was
one I'm
good.
least invested in personally,
Mm.
but I do like William H. Macy and his performance there. He's just like a fucking weirdo, but he's so obviously lonely and he has like no direction in his life, and all he wants to do is like get braces for teeth that don't need braces just so he can impress this guy at the bar
Yeah.
because he has braces. My God, why don't you just talk to him? Don't know.
Gets fired by Alfred Molina as well.
Yeah, just comes in. Yeah, why not? Great performance. That's the thing. People are in this for like fucking, some of them 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're all amazing.
Luis Guzman, he's in the show for some reason.
He just shouts at children. He's good. Yeah. Did you? I was noticing a lot of the foreshadowing for the Exodus point that comes in. There's a lot of parts throughout the movie that allude to the passage in Exodus 8:2.
Yeah.
I think. I've got it here, in which the prophet Moses, seeking to liberate the Israelite people from slavery in Egypt, tells the Egyptian Pharaoh, if you refuse to let them go, I will plague your whole country with frogs. And
I
that's all
thought, fair
dotted
enough.
around the movie as we go along.
I didn't like how I shat myself every time a frog came down there.
Very scary stuff.
Yeah,
it's
maybe,
like
maybe
great jump scare.
yeah, freaked me out, man. Wasn't expecting
I
it.
forget if it was this movie, but I think like it's so like weird and out of pocket, but it felt. I think I like read an interview somewhere where PTA said that like it actually makes a lot of sense that this would happen.
Yeah.
And then it's not at all. And then I think there's like narrations sometimes in the movie where it said like this is something that happens, and sometimes these things just happen, and this is one of those things that happens. So it's like not complete. It's not actually really all that out of the ordinary that these frogs would start falling from the sky at this point when all this fucking shit is going down, and then a plague, you know.
I think he PTA said that he was inspired by one of the actors in the film, said that actually happened to them. They were on holiday somewhere and like frogs started falling from the sky.
Where the
What
hell
the
did they go
fuck?
to holiday?
Where can we go to get this experience?
I also want to see a frog. But
Yeah, take me to the frog country.
yeah, I don't know if I want one like fall onto my anything.
All on, not on my anything. No. No.
Had a bit of a brain fart there, won't I?
One of my other favourite stories is with John C. Reilly's character. He's like basically flirting with this person that's like a drug user.
Yeah, Claudia. I read that PTA started with her character.
Yeah, it makes
branched
sense.
out.
Everything does kind of revolve around her, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I definitely felt that watching it this time.
Hmm.
Like, well, obviously it ends on her. I think she's one of the first characters you see as well.
Yeah.
Kind of everyone kind of all bounces off of her.
Because I was trying to make connections in my mind. I felt like I knew. Well, maybe it's just like how I was watching it. I don't know if this time around, but I felt like there were like two parts and like some stories connected in one, and then and the other stories connected to each other. But I don't know how like they all interconnected, really. But I'm not sure. I don't. Yeah. If I watched it again, maybe I'd get that from it. But it felt like very much there were like two parts to it, strangely enough. But yeah, I'm not sure. It just got when it's like so much going on, and like in such a short space of time technically, and especially in terms of the movie where it's only happening in one day. I'm like, what? So much to focus on. There's so much
it is a lot
to get out of the movie that there's nothing. You can't pick out everything that you need to know about it. Even like, I don't know how many times I've watched it now, 3-4 times. Probably still not gotten everything that I can out of it. But I always enjoy the ride.
Yeah, although it's quite a heavy movie and it always makes me cry, it's not one where I feel like I need like huge gaps in between rewatching it. I could just easily go back and rewatch it quite regularly because it is just such an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, totally. Apparently, he wrote this, like most of it, in like 2 weeks. He was like afraid to go outside because he'd seen a snake, and he was at William H. Macy's Vermont cabin.
Amazing.
He was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to go inside and write this script." It's insane to me. I don't know. In 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is mad.
So it's such a.
I feel like that's such a common story that you hear though. Like these people, they like go away for like a month or something, and they'll like just create like the most mad fucking piece of art, and you're like, how did you do that? Maybe
it pisses me off.
Maybe
actually.
that's the whole idea. Maybe we were supposed to just like shit out something in like a week, think that it's nothing or something, and then it becomes like the biggest thing ever. Maybe we're doubting our abilities to do something in a week or a month, rather than taking like a year to do it.
We all just sort of need to go to William H. Macy's Vermont cabin and get scared by a snake.
To be fair, I also would be. Actually, no, I wouldn't be scared by a snake. Depends if it was poisonous or not. If not, I don't care. I like snakes.
I don't care, and I guess I'm just stronger than PTA. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just who I am.
I don't know. It might have been poisonous. I'd be scared of it then. Chris won't let us get a snake though because he sucks.
No, I'll agree on that one with Chris.
No!
You don't need a snake. No.
I think this is the kind of movie that like every director should be allowed to make, like just a clear passion project where someone just gave them loads of money and was like, yeah, just do whatever the fuck you want. Completely.
Every director?
Well, every good director.
No, I think every director should give it a whack.
Because they did that. Netflix gave that opportunity to Zack Snyder, and look what the fuck
Everyone
he did with it.
that opportunity to Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but now
why do they keep doing it?
Now they've really done it.
They really should stop.
Fucking Rebel Moon. Jesus Christ.
Who actually watched Rebel Moon?
A lot of people.
Really? I don't know anyone that's seen it.
I did. I felt like I didn't, but I did. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like such a huge passion project. You can tell it's really expensive, and like it's quite early in his career as well. Like, I think he'd only done 2 movies before this, so for him to be given this like huge a budget, like this massive a cast, like I think he got final cut on the movie as well, so they gave him like full control just to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And I think I could see like people arguing, saying it's a little bit too much, a little bit like over the top, but I think it's great.
Then, you know, I would say when are these types of movies allowed, you know, and who are they allowed by? Who's allowed to make these kinds of movies? Because
anyone,
you know, PTA definitely is, but I wouldn't give these same freedoms to other directors who don't think that it would work out. But you know, he had an idea, and I think he made it very, very well. This is like one of the great ones in his catalogue. It's probably one of my favorite. It might be my favorite from him. It's definitely up there with There Will Be Blood for me.
I think that film's way better.
I think Punch Drunk Love's like the only one of his movies that I just prefer over this. But
to be fair,
he does have one.
Yeah, he does have some good movies though. So I'm not. It's whatever, right? Like you pick a movie and it's like, yeah, it's probably great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your answer is both right and wrong, you know? Like whatever movie you pick is good, right?
Yeah. I gotta love that scene where Donnie's like at the bar and he meets that just weird fucking guy. But he's like, somehow he managed to like out weird the guy. He's like, My name is Donnie Smith and I have lots of love to give.
Yeah, who starts a conversation like that?
You ever met these kinds of guys at the bar? These are the top 5 kinds of guys you do not want to meet at a bar. Such a fucking weird thing to say.
Yeah. True. Those are the kind of people that you kind of like. The second they start talking, you get up and you go, "Oh, I have to go now. My taxi's outside."
That's really great. Good for you. So I got something over here. See ya. Yeah, don't. But maybe that's like our British mentality. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Americans don't do that, do they?
Flamboyant over there. I think
they're actually not scared to talk to each other, whereas they've
got lots of love to give, but we don't.
We hate each other.
We fucking hate each other so much.
We just hate that. Like that seems like my worst nightmare. Is some geezer coming up to us, I don't know, if we were at a bar and being like, "Oh yeah, like, hi, my name's this. Can I come sit with you?" And I'd be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
But we're also not brave enough to stand up to him either. So yeah, it would be very passive aggressive. Like, oh yeah, you could, but we're actually all gonna go now because my mum's outside or something. Like, no one's out there. Like,
sorry, my mum's picking me up from the bar.
Sorry,
I gotta go.
It was nice to meet you though. But Derek, was it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's one of them.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really for me, but he was a weird guy, you know. Old the other guy, William.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember the name to be fair.
Yeah,
Donnie, I believe.
He's a weird fucking guy. Do you like him sort of getting clocked by that frog, smashing his
Honestly, it
teeth?
scared the shit out of me for
That's
no
a nice,
reason.
full circle thing for him, and like an arc where he's like, "Yeah, now you fucking do need braces, man. Your teeth knocked out."
Yeah, he had perfect teeth beforehand. What a shame.
Kind of like a be careful what you wish for sort of thing.
True that.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Because you never know. You might get frogged.
It's true, you might get frogged.
Mm.
Don't get frogged.
The music was like insane.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that.
It whose music is it like primarily based on? It's like some woman.
You got a couple songs by Amy Mann.
Right.
So she did like the cover of One at the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're all singing her song Wise Up.
Yeah.
God, that was quite something, that scene.
She's got a song called, I think, Save Me at the end.
Mm.
Which is a really, really great song.
I enjoyed all of it, all that, all the score. It's very dramatic, but it sort of needs to be like quite dramatic, and especially towards the end where it's all coming to a head. I think it's all used very well. And in like another movie, it probably wouldn't have been. It may have been a bit melodramatic, but in this, I think it's used just where it needs to be used. Yeah, lovely stuff. It's needs a 4K, we think.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to get a 4K of this at some point. So.
Yeah, the Blu-ray does look great, but
yeah. But it's
better.
It's it's shot in such a way and like really great composition of it. It all looks amazing. I would love a 4K, but yeah, just to see Tom Cruise's eyes, just like dazzling. So good. Yeah. I don't know if I have like so much more to say on it without like just rattling off a bunch of things that happen. It's one of those things that happen kind of movies.
It is. That's literally the whole point of the movie.
But it did happen. I like that zoom in of Claudia's painting at the end. It was just like that little card in the corner of her painting. It says, "But it did happen."
Yeah, that was great.
Great stuff.
I love the way like it goes out of focus and then in focus as it zooms in that shot. Looks so cool.
Yeah. Expert stuff. Cool. Anything more to say on Magnolia?
No, not really.
Okay. What do you want to rate it out?
What are we rating it out of then? Frog.
Of course, Frogoo.
This is one of my favourite movies. Fucking love it. Just gets better and better every time I watch it, and always one that's an absolute pleasure to go back to, even if it is quite a hefty one, but it's a good way to kill an afternoon, I think. So I give it 10 frogs out of 10. Great stuff.
I also really like that part at the beginning, which I think is like really interesting to think about, where like it shows an example of like a homicide or like a suicide that turned into a homicide, where that guy jumps off of a building and then somebody shoots a gun out of a window just as he passes that window and he gets shot, and technically it's ruled as a homicide when it should have been ruled as a suicide. It's so crazy. But I think about that a lot. Great stuff. 10 frogs out of 10. Love it.
Movie. Sorry, I've lost all thought and reason. 8 frogs out of 10. I've actually lost the plot.
Right. Here's the next one in the trilogy of sadness and decay. My one, How to Have Sex.
Your one.
How to Have Sex. It's from last year. Directed by Molly Manning Walker. Debut feature from her. This is about just fucking going at it. 3 gals just having the quintessential British clubbing holiday abroad. They go across the world. They're like, woo! Where the fuck
They
are
only
they?
go to Malia or something.
We're going to Malia. Yeah. So a rite of passage holiday. You ever been on a clubbing holiday? It's one of those. Drinking, clubbing, boys, sex. Best summer ever. Except it's not. And it's all about this one. Well, it's about these 3 girls, but it's mainly about this one girl, Taz, and just sort of what she gets up to, and the trials of trying to have the best time ever, but encountering some of the seedier and more horrible parts of having to go on these sorts of holidays. And it's called How to Have Sex. It's about some like abuse that goes on along the way. What do we think of How to Have Sex?
Pretty horrific.
What? Pretty horrific.
It's pretty upsetting and disturbing, I think.
Yeah.
I think what makes it so effective is just how it kind of handles what it handles. It doesn't like go super graphic with it. It's nothing like that. It's kind of more natural. It feels very, very real. It's very quiet and kind of less like overtly emotional and like tear jerky. It's kind of more subtle and quiet in its approach, and I think that makes it so much more effective and so much more horrifying to watch.
Yeah, like I talked about this a bit in our wrap up of the year, but if what strikes me about it is just how real it feels, and how the I think I said there were clear villains, but obviously everybody's sort of portrayed as like human, and how and I think it's a lot about like how we treat each other, and like how we go about these things, or like how to navigate things. There's like obviously the scenes that are like the most upsetting are these like sort of rape scenes, I guess you could call them in a type of way. But and it's I think the idea was maybe not to like make you feel upset for like the movie itself, but more to like think about these ideas and like what people go through, what certain people go through, or like to think about what's like a good idea to do, or like how to have more what you should really be thinking about when you're in these sorts of situations. Because I've been on clubbing holidays, tried to have my wits about me when I've done that, and obviously the female experience is probably a lot different, but I don't know if I could speak to that myself. It's just like it's a hard thing to watch and think that this is supposed to be like a sort of rite of passage sort of thing, but like when that turns into something that's very harrowing. What do you do with that? And especially in an environment where you cannot easily get yourself out of it.
No.
You know, this is like terrible things happening to her. But at the end of the day, she does have to like go back to her friends where also this guy is. And she has to interact with him and his friends. And it's like this sort of social contract that she sort of finds herself in, where she doesn't feel like she can talk to anyone about it. And I just felt like and that like isolation of it was like so horrible. This is like probably the best horror movie I saw last year. It's like so much it's horrifying. It's scary and sad to me, and just like I always get choked up with it. I felt just like absolute shit after watching this. It's like horrible. But saying that, I don't know why I decided to go back to it as soon as I did. I only saw it the other month. But now I'm thinking I could actually quite happily watch this again quite soon. And I don't know why.
I don't know if I would be able to watch it again, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I think it just felt a bit too real for me.
Mm-hmm. That's sort of what I enjoy about it, though. Is this like, well, enjoy. But in terms of like the filmmaking, I think she strikes this very real cadence with it that makes it never feels like it's glorifying anything or like it's going like too far with things. Yeah, you described it as like subtle, I think, but it is quite subtle in sort of how it works around these themes and ideas. What did you think, Darcy?
Well, it's quite a difficult one to come to see. I can't even say words. Because in a way, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely glad that you guys felt like shit, because it's kind of how not how I want you to necessarily to feel, because I know you don't want
anyone to get out of this and go, all right,
no,
just go to the pub.
No, but I mean in the sense of like, because I know that it's not all of that. It's not hate to be like the whole it's all men situation kind of thing, but like I'm glad that you guys feel like shit, because at least there's then some sort of like credibility to the fact that we know it's wrong, if that makes sense. Whereas for me, it doesn't even upset me anymore, because it's such a it's so fucked that I have to sit here and say it doesn't upset me, because it's something that I've heard about, been around so many fucking times, that it makes me like violently angry rather than sad. Like, I'm not upset anymore. I just want to punch people, because like we should be better by now, but we're just fucking not. And it fascinates me that we can't do better. Like, we even though we try hard to like educate our youth, and like, you know, people try to raise their kids as good as possible, but like shit like this still fucking happens, and it's so aggravating, because it's happened to people that I know. Like, it's just fucked, and I don't know how to describe it in any other way, because it's easy for me to like, because luckily for me it's never happened to me, but like I could sit here and just tell you like just stories upon stories upon stories about other people that I know that have gone through similar shit, and it's so fucking aggravating that it seems to just be like, I'm so desensitized to it, and it's not fucking normal. That's not right. It's just fucked. I hate it. And that's why I hated this movie. Well, I didn't hate this, but okay, let me rewind there a bit. This movie is amazing, but because it felt so... It almost felt like I was watching someone actually go on one of these fucking holidays, because it felt a bit too accurate. Like, I'm guessing this movie is British, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very fucking British. Like, you feel it, like you secondhand... Because we like the whole way through the movie, we were basically talking about like experience of us like going on holidays and stuff, and it was like we've all sort of been around these sort of environments and stuff, and it's just so fucked to me that I have to sit here and be like, wow, I'm angry and I definitely would go to jail for killing someone, because I definitely would, because I'm just so fucking sick of it. And I'm not even upset, I'm just angry. I'm just fucking sick of it. And that's it. That's all I've got to say. I don't have anything else to say about this movie other than the fact that I'm like, here I am again saying this shit is fucked. And yet I'll probably come back in a couple years and we'll probably watch something else and I'll say, oh, that shit is fucked. Yeah. When does it end? It never fucking does.
It's definitely an important thing
and I'm so sick of it.
To show, I think.
I think people should watch this.
This
100%.
is like a very important movie to me, especially. But I agree. I get so much visceral anger from it, and like, as much as it does upset me, it's still like I sat there fucking seething when I watched this in the cinema. I could not fucking believe what I was watching. But it and just how well it was all dealt with as well, because it's so easy to fuck this up. It's so easy to deliver this in a way that feels ham-fisted, but they do it so well, and it's like it's scary. It is scary. It's a scary fucking movie to me.
Yeah, because it's not like, for me, I hate watching movies like this. This is why I don't like to watch like I was talking about this when we were walking to yours, Max, actually, about like how I don't want to ever watch films like Irreversible or stuff like that, because for me, and I know like these things can happen to like men, but like the majority of the cases that this happens to women, and I cannot fucking stand watching shit where I'm like, that's too real because that can happen. Like that shit happens. It does happen. Like statistically, it's more likely to happen to someone like me. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not fucking watching this because it's not a statistic that anyone wants to be a part of, right? And like, it's just one of those where it's like, because it's almost too real, it's almost worse than watching like a horror movie or like watching something like, I don't know, the fucking, I don't know, Poltergeist or some shit, like, because it happens. It actually happens. It's not like something that you can just be like, oh yeah, like ghosts and shit. Like sometimes that's fun. Shit like this is never fucking fun ever. And like, and it's made even worse by the fact that it's kind of like, it feels like you like, not that you're there, but you know, like, but you have been there, you know, like you
don't want to be there, but I have
you've been
there.
To your fucking, well, not you yourself, but obviously you have, but but like, you know, everyone's been to their like fucking like Magaluf, or you know what I mean, like everyone's been somewhere where some shit's gone down. It's really uncomfortable, but statistically speaking, women find it so much more uncomfortable in these situations. I don't even know why. I mean, like it's not the fact that, you know, like all of us are like, you know, go home and never go out clubbing ever again. I fucking wouldn't. I fucking hate clubbing, but like, it's just, it winds me up so much. I can't even fucking speak words properly. It just winds me up to no end.
I think like the concept of these types of holidays are like really very strange to me now. It's like so alien to me. I would never want to do it again.
They are quite weird because they are pretty much just shag and go holidays. That's pretty much what they are.
Untethered hedonism, just condensed in like a 5-day period where you basically
horrendous.
Just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And like nobody's there to be like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
And I think
it's insane.
Yeah, like, I mean, because I'm guessing these, what they were doing, like their exams and shit. So yeah, well, they're probably like 17 or so, right? Give or take. And I think at that point of your life, you are like naive enough and you're full of life enough to like want to go on holidays like this because you want to explore stuff. You want to go and do all these cool things that you see.
You get out of college, 18, 17.
You don't
go.
But like, the truth is, like, I feel like as much as I hate movies like this, I feel like they should be the type of movies that you watch before you go anywhere, just to be like, this shit can happen. This is what A, you can do, or B, you're aware of like what can happen. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just go out there thinking that's all sunshine and roses. You do have to keep your wits about you sometimes. But unfortunately for most of the cases, it's just, you know, women got to keep a closer eye. That is why I'm such like a, in the last like 5 or so years, I've become like the mum friend, and I never thought I'd ever be, because I never used to be. But I get so like pumped up on like people like telling me when they come home, and like, you know, like they get in taxis and shit, and I'm like, you let me know when you come home, because you never know what's going to happen in that Uber. You know what I mean? Like, I am so fucking hyper aware of every situation that ever happens now. And I feel like people should watch movies like this. It should be a cautionary tale, basically, which I hate to say.
It sort of is. Because
it just shouldn't fucking be the case. Like, I mean, okay, I mean, I'm not trying to make any arguments either for, right, because I know that sometimes there's like grey areas to these kinds of things, but for the most part, if someone looks like they're fucking lotto blotto knocked out, just send them home. Just don't fucking do the shit that this movie was doing. What makes people think that's okay? Like, are you all right?
Yeah, I guess it was
this is where the anger's coming in, because it doesn't make sense. Like, if you were asleep.
But at the beginning, she wasn't asleep. And that's like, it's a horrible scene, but it's also like...
No, I know, yeah. I know,
she also says yes.
No, I know, okay, yeah.
You know, in that scene, it's like such and it like really got to me, that like, so that such resigned look on her face, and that's sort of, she sighed into it.
Yeah,
she said, yeah.
Coerced.
It was like,
almost,
fucking hell. She'd already been like, what, he like picked her up, like threw her into the sea, and she was like saying, no, don't do that. Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, it's...
The way he goes about it is so like... I don't think he's a particularly intelligent boy. I don't think he can like read people very well. He has he cannot pick up on cues, but he is thinking completely with his cock.
Yeah, like, I don't know whether... Because obviously they try and tackle these things in like, you know, like TV shows and stuff as well. And I'm like, is it the case that like he genuinely thought he did nothing wrong? And I'm not.
I don't think he is necessarily a bad.
That's what
person.
I mean. I don't. But I would, I swear to God, I've never punched a single human being in my life. But I swear to God, if I could, I would have knocked him the fuck over. But that's the thing. I would have done. Yeah, I would have done that with like,
exactly.
You know, anyone.
Like, that's what's so fucking good about this movie is it's not playing him off as this clear-cut villain.
He's not.
He's just like a human guy, just
doing
a boy.
Stupid shit.
He's leading with his cock. He won't listen when Taz says stop. But you know, he also just cannot fathom in his head that this would not go ahead. And especially when she says yes as well.
No, but that's where part of the problem comes in. I think it's a good another good cautionary tale on like the levels of consent, because obviously you can consent to something at first and then not want to later. But I mean, not that she was ever really saying yes anyway, but like the second you say yes, I think a young lad like that would just take that as, okay, we're going. You said it. It's cool. But I think it needs to be seen to be more of a, there is a bit of a grey area here. You probably should keep checking, like you know,
and pick up on just like
cues, man. Yeah, it's not
pick
hard.
Up on like body language and all that.
Yeah,
how they're saying things.
Yeah, it's
and
really.
You see her afterwards, just like going into the clubs again. She's not going home.
Yeah, like if you saw her upset, wouldn't you be like,
the grief that she goes through after this is so upsetting to watch.
It's just horrendous. As like, especially now that I'm like older. And I'm a bit more like wised up to like the whole clubbing holiday we got to pull attitude. I'm like, oh man, when that young man grows up, he's gonna feel like an absolute fucking dick. You know, when you sort of like wise up to things that you do, especially like when you don't realise something at first, and then you're like, oh shit, because he's committed like this horrific act that he obviously doesn't realise that he's done, but when he finally realises he has, he's going to feel really fucking awful about it.
Will he realise that he has?
It's the gamble, isn't it? But a lot of people, well, there's two camps to it. A lot of people don't, but some people do. But like not a lot ever comes out of it, which really also quite infuriating, because it's kind of the tale of like there's never enough evidence really to give or take either way, really, which is also quite it's probably why people keep doing it, because the conviction rates and stuff of it is just fucking abysmal. Like it's just a sorry fucking sad state for everyone involved. Because clearly no one's teaching our people to be better, you know, or...
Yeah, nobody's doing it. I don't know what the fuck's going on in schools. It wasn't taught when I was a kid.
To be fair, I don't think we were taught anything about, like, anything. But then it also makes me really fucking mad, because then there's always that, like... There's always the implication or the expectation that like we as women have to what was it I said earlier, stop going out, wear your hair up in a ponytail, because no, actually don't wear your hair up in a ponytail, in fact, because if you do it's easier to grab you.
It,
like what the fuck, there's
always
all these,
carry your keys between your knuckles
literally,
as you're walking
like
home.
Oh yeah, like always double check your drink. Well, I mean you should always double check your drinks anyway, but like do you know what I mean? Like there's always the implication that like instead of telling people to stop fucking sexually harassing each other, because obviously it goes both ways, but there's the thing of just tell women to just stop doing stuff, just do this, just do that, and I'm like, why are we doing that?
Because you know, the young girls, they're going out on holiday, they're trying to have the best time of their lives.
Yeah,
you know, they're looking for that experience. They want to get laid. They want to go out and have drinks and have fun with each other and get laid. And, you know, that's fine. Like,
they should be able to do that
without being afraid to do what that is. And it's also this very tumultuous and like a transitionary period in a life where it's like, you know, you've done your exams. Do you go off to uni? What do you do next?
Yeah.
They're all like worried shitting themselves about their exams and what their college results are going to be. And also they're thinking, I just also really want to get laid. And there's the great line where I think it was Tara who said it, where she just screams, "I can't die a virgin," and then the title card comes on. I'm like, whoa, so fucking good. I don't usually like watching like club scenes in movies. I think a lot of the time it just really depends on how they're done, but a lot of the times I think, I mean, whatever. But it takes that the environment of it and makes it into something completely its own, where it's also definitely sowing these seeds of like this horror.
Yeah, like impending doom. Yeah. Honest to God, like that's how I felt the whole time I was watching it. I was like, oh God, when's like the bad thing gonna happen? Like I just felt
until
like
that point, it's quite a light-hearted, fun, kind of a comedy sort of movie. As you're following these girls in this period of their lives. The most they're worrying about is like what their exam results are going to be and what they're going to do afterwards. And
somehow it still wasn't
enjoying a lot of like the character development in these early stages and how they're bouncing off of each other. I think all the actors are doing a great job, and especially as it feels like just like people, just real people. That's
what I mean. It feels like it really did sort of like there was like attention to detail there about like the like, you know, those like club scenes where like the guys are like, I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, but like their mannerisms about the way that they move with their drinks and shit. I was like, this is definitely a British movie. Like someone studied clubs and went, this is how they all move in this demographic age range. And I was like, that is literally how they all fucking move. Like they do that thing where they like, do you know what I mean? I was like, how the fuck have you like accurately done that? And all the girls are acting exactly like how you think they would. And I was like, yeah, this is literally it. And I was like, this. And the thing is, there was quite a lot. I don't know about you guys, but because obviously they never really took it from like the male perspective of like being in a club, but the way like Taz is like, this is fucking overwhelming, I don't want to be here anymore. I felt like that every single time I went to a club because I fucking hate clubbing, and I was like, that is too relatable. Like everything just becomes too much, and that is basically what this movie was like. It was just like a lot.
It's the overwhelming nature of a holiday in an environment like that. But you go there to be overwhelmed. But when at a certain point you decide, I don't really want to do this anymore, you can't get out of there because you were on the holiday, and the social expectation, I suppose, would be to stay there and to keep going. Especially if you've got friends who are really still enjoying themselves.
That used to happen a lot. I mean, I guess the only exception to my experience is that I've been not abroad, basically. So like I could either go home or I could go somewhere else, and it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But it is that I hate that expectation of like you have to stay. Like I swear almost every single time up until like the last 2 years or so that I went clubbing, people would like basically like guilt you or like persuade you into staying. Whereas after a while that stopped working on me, and I was like, now I'm fucking going. And then people would just be like, okay, let me know when you get home then. But like a lot of the times I was like, okay, this seems a little bit irresponsible. I'm not going to stop them from clubbing, but like you should at least let me, like, you should at least come out with me. You know what I mean? But it is kind of like, especially when you're younger as well, like you do almost force yourself to stay out in these situations where you don't really want to be in the first place. So it's almost like, it's the most uncomfortable shit.
Yeah.
Like watching it was just like, oh man.
And like meeting new people as well is also part of it.
Horrendous.
I enjoy the people they meet, and like they're right next to each other in the villas, I guess.
Yeah, I thought Badger was going to be a bit of a dick, but I actually quite liked him a lot. You know, it's just his tattoos
out to be
are
kind
a
of a cool sort of dude. Yeah, the tattoo of the word Badger on his stomach.
What was on his neck? He had like
a kiss and a rose or something.
Yeah, and he had like some words on
words,
there.
Like a kiss and words. Yeah, I like that scene where they're out on the balconies and they're sort of looking at each other, and it was Sky? She was like, Romeo, where is you? Yeah. All this like dialogue. It's so snappy and quick, and it feels very natural the way they're all delivering it.
What made me laugh about that was that I have a mate who literally does shit like that all the time, and like I could actually just picture her saying the same thing to someone else, and I was like, "Yep, this is so British." Like you just feel it. I was almost proud to be British for about 5 seconds.
But it is like a testament to the acting. I think they're all doing such a great job. They're able to communicate so much in this movie just through looks that they give each other, and you understand that, like, when Tara comes back and they're asking like, oh, how'd it go, and did you get laid, and oh, are you gonna have sex with Paddy tonight or whatever, she just like gives them a look, and then some you know, I think Sky was a bit oblivious to it, but I think M was sort of cottoning onto it in those early stages a little bit, where like she just gives M a look and sort of, there's that exchange between the two, I think.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens, I think, with her and Badger at the end, where like, and that's his friend, Paddy is his friend, and she just looks distraught after it happens again. And that's such a horrible fucking scene, but like he's just talking to her, and then she gives him a look, and she just looks defeated, and I think he understood pretty fucking well what had happened there.
I feel like that's probably happened before.
Yeah, he starts going off on like how much of a dick Paddy can be, and like how full on he is. But yeah, I think that was all up to him to sort of decide for himself what would happen after he left on that holiday, and if they would still be friends, or if he could like cope with that. I think
that's something like, because again, it's not something that I've ever experienced, but like I can't imagine how it must be for like you to have like your childhood friend or whatever, and you guys have gone on holiday or whatever, and then you've just found out that they've done this like horrific thing, like Because like, what would you do? I mean, obviously the only obvious answer is to be like, absolutely not, mate. But like, there is quite a lot of like, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I don't know, because I don't know anyone that's ever been in that situation. Like what? Like it's quite a lot to deal with on your own back, really, isn't it? I suppose like must be quite crushing to your own kind of soul to think that someone that close to you can do something like that. You know what I mean?
Especially as it wasn't communicated explicitly to him.
No,
but he sort of picked up on it anyway. The cues of it.
But he's clued on, obviously, because
he was a bit more
the only one who actually got it. You know?
Yeah. That's like, and that's, I think it's so intelligently made in this way, because nobody's going to jail at the end of this. In a lesser movie, like clap him in irons or whatever, or go to some sort of court. That doesn't happen. Nothing happens. They just have to like leave and go back home. It just feels like so horribly real in that way. But the end scene, you know, and it could, I love that scene in like the perfume department. It was just like, in so many words, Tara tells M what had happened, and they just sort of have to move on from that. And there's like really the climax was just like her like running to the plane and like screaming, "We're going home!" And that was like just like a small glimmer of hope in an otherwise crushing situation that she was in.
Yeah, because I guess it's sort of like, because I guess there is like hope at the end of it, right? But I guess it's more like you get the comfort of not being there anymore, right? Like you get to go back to your own home and stuff. Like you can try to rebuild and go on. And especially like, I don't know, like her friends seem quite supportive, sort of.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's no means to say that you can't move up. I mean, you can, but I guess it's not that easy. Oh, I don't know. I just mean like,
it was good like character development, I thought, on all three of them. But like Em was a bit more clued in, sort of knew what was going on in a type of way. Sky was not. All she cared about was like having a great holiday.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those.
These are real character archetypes. These are people.
Yeah,
we know these sorts of people.
Yeah, and they all just happen to be all very different to each other, which is another thing that's, well, I guess that's quite easy to get in your friend group, right? Everyone is a different sort of something, I suppose. But I guess it's also one of those experiences that kind of forces you to kind of, I don't want to say grow up, because I can't think of a better word, but like it's very sobering. Like it's very much like a, you're kind of forced to be in this like sort of like adult situation where you have to kind of like deal with things. Like it's not
when you're still a child, essentially.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously they're not quite adult yet, but they've been like now 18, forced to kind of grow up. Not grow. I can't even think of the right word, but sort of grow up. You know, like it kind of.
I think when you put yourself out into the world in a way that's quite different from what you know, they're just getting out of college.
Yeah.
So it seems.
Yeah, so it's almost like
put yourself into the
real
wider
world
world.
Reality is kind of,
like sort of a massive shock in some ways.
Yeah, I guess it is one of those. I'm actually surprised that they managed to go out clubbing in the first place. Did they have fake IDs? I've only just cottoned on to this.
Well,
how are you clubbing at 17?
I got the sense that they'd just come out of college.
I thought one of them said that they were 17. I was so sure
Could
that
have been.
I think.
I don't know the rules of Malia.
No, I don't know either.
Yeah, doing some fucking weird shit. There was like a blowjob thing.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
They just like got these guys on stage and got women to like suck them off. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, I guess it's also quite a confusing time when you're. I mean, for everyone, when you're like, when you're 18 and you just freshly left school and the world is actually like terrifying.
Yeah.
Because like shit is real. But like no one should have to be plunged into like the real world, like in that sort of scenario.
The real world, I don't, and it's also like such a these types of things or like this experience of like the clubbing holiday. It only happens in these places, when it's showing like the shots of like the the strip the morning after, and it's like littered with trash.
That was horrendous.
I've seen strips like that.
Yeah.
It's like such a great shot as well. I think like the juxtaposition between that first shot where it's like the first morning after and it's just like littered, and it's like this slow zoom, and it's like really eerie, but you're like, you kind of don't know why. Yeah. But then like the second time they do that exact shot and Tara's walking home after a night out, and you know what has happened to her. It is so affecting. It's such a good shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than I'm just pissed off.
Drone on about it, but I love it a lot. I like that line with the bed scene where like everybody's like outside and thinking they're having a good time, but obviously she like doesn't want it to happen. And then out from outside they go, "Love you, mate, best holiday ever." I'm like, ugh, I feel sick. There's so much of this movie that makes me feel so sick and disgusted.
Yeah,
but that's a staple of a fucking great movie.
Yeah, true.
It's,
yeah, I'm still pissed off.
Yeah, I'm still pissed off.
I think I'll be forever pissed off though, because it's not something that you can just chalk up to like. Because like normally when I'm watching a movie, I'm like, yeah, it's a movie, it didn't really happen, and obviously this is also a movie and it didn't really happen, but it fucking happens, and that's why I'm gonna be forever pissed off, because I'm just gonna be reminded about the fact that it just happens, right? And that's my stick on it, I think. Let's
rate it then.
What do you want to rate it out of?
Let's do it out of badgers.
Okay.
For my man Badger.
Okay. Yeah, big up Badger.
Big up Badger.
I judged you too harshly at first, Badger.
You were a good guy.
You were the nice one.
Yeah, it was a really effective movie. Like I said, not one I think I could watch again, but glad I watched it. Tick it off the list at least. Give it 8 badges out of 10.
Yeah. I'll get the Blu-ray and I'll watch it again. I don't know how soon I'd go back to it, but like it's also like 90 minutes. It's very short.
It's very digestible.
It's very digestible, but
also not.
Yeah, probably my favorite horror movie of last year, if I want to call it that. It's just so unbelievably affecting. And I love it so much. I can't wait to see what Molly Manning Walker does next, and the whole gang. Mia McKenna Bruce and Laura Peake and Enver Lewis. They were fucking great. I'm going to give this one 10 badgers out of 10. Thank you.
What was that woman's name again? Molly, did you say her name was?
Molly Manning Walker, who directed it.
Spare me, Molly. Please spare me. 8 badgers out of 10.
Cool.
Never do that to me again, Gail. I cannot fucking deal with it. That was a harsh one.
We watched all these movies. That was the last one. And then I went out to dinner with my family and I was like, God, I don't want to be doing this. I just want to
you did look like a shell of a human. Yeah. But to be fair, this whole day was basically just breaking down parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
I took it a lot better than I thought I would, actually, because
No, I didn't.
I think I just disassociated myself towards the end because I was so angry. I just kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think I just drifted off into space or something. Like, I think I just became otherworldly or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I knew it was going to be a harsh marathon.
Yeah, it was going to be. It wasn't as horrific as I thought it was going to be.
It was so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
I actually thought it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to leave there and like try and throw myself into like the cars of Albert Road, but no.
Yeah.
No, I was fine. Speaking of fine, I picked the classic Misery from 1990, directed by Rob Reiner, about oh my god, what's it called? A writer called Paul Sheldon who crashes in some snowy mountain lodge area somewhere in America, and then he's found by his number one fan.
Annie.
And we should all know what happens after that, because Misery is a classic, supposedly. Yeah. So
he writes a book.
He does. He writes a book,
and he gets gat.
He gets gat. He does. He gets. What do they call it? Hobbling. He gets
hobbled. Right, sort of towards the end there. Yeah.
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 Luckily, we watched this one in the middle. I actually think it was probably for the best because. I watched this once a couple of years ago and I had a good time with it, But I don't know if it's just because we watched the back of Magnolia or whatever, but I found parts of it, I was just sitting there going, do you know what? I actually wouldn't mind if it ended right now, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, it's a classic for sure.
It's great. It's
most
just,
Stephen King movie adaptations suck dong. This is not one of those, I don't think. I think it is a good movie. I'm not super invested in it the whole time. I'm thinking maybe it's a little too long, but
I agree.
Yeah,
what I enjoyed most from it was more the performances from Kathy Bates and James Caan, like powerhouses.
Kathy Bates is insane. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Like the first time I watched this, I was like, who the fuck is this? She is crazy.
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
I
this
saw
was
that
like
everyone
a
loved her.
breakthrough. Pretty sure she won an Oscar for it.
I wouldn't
Good.
be surprised because she was mad ting for that.
Nightmare situation to be in, obviously. I'm always thinking, like, how do you get out of this one? I have no clue. I don't know how I would get out of this.
So just a weird side.
He's fucked.
Just seemed
Straight
like
up,
she was
he's
in
fucked.
Yeah, oh no, fucking legit.
We put this one in the middle because we thought it would be the lightest.
Yeah, I said it was a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And it kind of was, to be fair.
So a bit.
This was the palate cleanser. At least it did have like humorous undertones in it. Like there were parts of it that were like meant to be goofy and funny, but like just as horrific as you'd expect.
Kind of just like a fun little horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly how I remember it being in terms of like you would hate to be in this situation. This is another one of those where it's like somewhere in between. I guess it could happen, but probably not. Like, you know what I mean? Like shit like this could happen, but it's very unlikely. You know?
Only in America.
Well, America is pretty vast but I just horrific.
Happens all the time over there. Authors getting abducted and fucking forced to write books and yeah, man. Ooh.
I think it is quite a fun little concept.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story, yeah.
And I think there's definitely parts of the movie where I was having a really great time. I think ultimately the only thing that really holds it back is I think they tried to stretch it out a bit too thin. Like there's this whole subplot with this detective trying to find him, which I didn't really find that interesting.
No, yeah.
Found it kind of brought everything to a bit of a halt. And even a lot of the scenes of James Caan and Kathy Bates interacting, there's quite a few that feel like could have been trimmed down or cut out entirely.
Sure, it's not even
gets
that
a little
long.
bit repetitive after a while.
How long is this movie?
It's about an hour 50.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be that.
Because they could have easily have cut it to about an hour and a half.
90, yeah.
They have this sort of back and forth. I don't know if it's because she's an idiot, but he's always flip-flopping on her, being like, you're insane and I hate you, let me go. She's like, no, I will never do that because I love you. And then he's like, what about I love you too? Thanks, Annie, you're the best. And she's like, I knew you'd come round to me. And then it just like goes like from one of those extremes to the next. And she's always like, she always believes him when he says like, you're great. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, which always struck me as weird because like she's clearly not. I don't think she's stupid at all, really. Because obviously she's like mental. No. But like if you have that same sort of mindset, surely you would have seen through the fact that he's clearly lying about. I don't know. Maybe she was just a bit delulu. But I don't know. Just I just find it hard to believe that she just really didn't understand. What's going on.
I feel like it's a good performance on its own. Personally, I don't enjoy whenever she gets mad or angry at him and they have to play like a bunch of weird fucking swelling music to be like, she's mad, what's gonna happen, she's angry. Just let it be what it is. It's just not, I get it's a horror movie, it's not particularly scary, it's just like it's nuts and bolts, just fucking a play-by-play of everything. We've seen this a bunch of times, but you know, and it's I really feel like I'm not all that engaged with the filmmaking of it so much as I am the performances.
Yeah, I think that they are what kind of sells the movie.
Yeah,
because I think without that you don't really have a lot going on. A lot of it feels kind of cheesy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like...
it feels very of the 90s, doesn't it? In that respect.
There's quite a few points where it kind of almost feels like a TV movie. Like, especially with the music sounds very cheap and like the way it's used.
It felt Netflix, which is pretty bad of me to say.
Some of the way that the film's shot as well, it looks a little bit ugly, I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is... I'm not... I'm just spitballing here, but I do think that probably could have been a choice, though, to make it look ugly.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know, because it's a pretty gritty kind of movie. I don't know. I mean, I don't know because I didn't work on the movie, but I think it looks like how it should.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, whatever.
But yeah, again, it doesn't really matter.
There was quite a lot of Stephen King adaptations coming out around this time, and they all kind of feel the same.
Yeah,
they kind of all look.
They look like this.
Yeah, I think the only one that I saw that looked kind of clean was that Gerald's Game?
Yeah,
but that's only because that was newer. Yeah, that one felt. Yeah, bit cleaner,
this
but
is
even
like the
though,
era of like Pet Cemetery and
that's what I mean. Yeah, maybe just
like
everything was meant to look the same. Like, I don't know, maybe we're going for like a consistency, but it doesn't even matter. To be fair, like the looks aside, it's like
it's pretty ugly.
It is an ugly movie.
It's no like The Shining. I don't know. There's even like
but is anything
with the
Shining?
fucking like sheriff in this one? They're like always trying to figure it out, and you're like, just go and find the car. God damn it, go and like find him the whole time.
It was quite
it's like it's just like very long-winded way of getting him into the house, and eventually he gets killed, and it really amounts to nothing aside from to speed the third act along as that happens. There's like a plot that's sort of similar to that in The Shining, right? With this guy who sort of meets the same end. But it felt a lot more purposeful in a movie like that, whereas in this it's just like, if he doesn't show him searching for James Caan, then fucking we don't see anything else but James Caan and Kathy Bates. So I guess it needs to break it up like that, but I'm not really vibing with whatever he's doing.
No, it's just not really that captivating. It's pretty repetitive. It's quite slow. So when it cuts back to it, just, like I said, it kind of grinds it to a halt a bit.
Yeah. And there are good parts of this movie, honestly. I think when she hobbles him, that's fucked. That's such a great scene.
Oh, it makes me feel gross.
They show it as well. Just the way his ankle twists inwards, like
like bends over the block of.
Oh, I love his hidden blade that he has in his arm sling. Where he just gets the blade. It's like the fucking Assassin's Creed. Or
that was actually really funny, to be fair.
Why didn't you do that? That would have been cool. He's like, nah, I've done that. No, I'll put it under the bed. It's what are you doing, James? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fun movie. I do like this movie.
It's all right. It's just it's not up there for me. I don't think
it's not one of the. I would say it's one of the better Stephen King adaptations.
It just has
to be good for it to be one of the better ones.
I was going to say I haven't seen that many, but I assume that is the case.
Yeah, pretty much.
Felt quite ham-fisted at the end, where I felt like could have dealt with it a bit differently or better, because this is a man who has gone through hell. He's completely fucked, but and all that would give you so much severe PTSD, I feel. And in the end, he's just gonna write a new book, and you know what? I think that whole experience it sort of helped me in a way. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he's having PTSD hallucinations that he can see her.
Yeah, it's come on,
mad, to be fair.
Come the fuck on. I do love that final fight though. It's kind of sick.
It is, to be fair.
Where they're brawling, he's pushing his thumbs into her eyes, and
it was just
she comes
gross.
back and she gets on top of him. It's so crazy.
That's what I want a final fight to be like.
Yeah. But yeah, she plays a fucking weird psycho so well.
She's so good.
my little ceramic penguin in the study always faces due south. I'm like,
Oh, she's
why do you know that?
She's so creepy.
Such a weirdo, yeah.
I love her.
But it's also, I think it's like such a commentary on the idea of like what artists are allowed to do and like what and I think we're seeing it more these days where it's like an artist releases something and then the fans come back and they're like, you fucking fix this, or like do something different, this sucks, and they're like, oh, okay, you'll do something different. It's like the extreme exaggeration of that sort of mindset. So I think in a way you could probably make something like this today and it would go down just as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Feels
I think
quite timeless.
It's quite a timeless story. I think the only thing that's really dated about the movie is like how it's made and shot and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I don't know why like writers never make copies of their books in these sorts of situations though. This has always fucking happened in movies where they're like, no, that was the only copy. I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? He was like, no, it's like a superstition I have ever since I wrote my first book. I'm like, well, that's stupid superstition, James Caan. You should goddamn make a goddamn fucking another copy. This is stupid. This is so dumb. Just like I don't know. It's just, what's the point?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of like kind of convoluted stuff going on here.
Yeah,
it's a bit complicated for what it is.
It's too plain of a story to have this much.
Yeah, it
trying to
doesn't
go
make
on for
any
it.
sense.
Yeah,
that's Stephen King for you.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I don't really have anything to.
I've got nothing more to say about this.
No, I don't really either. It's just I feel like it's one of those movies that you should probably watch once.
Yeah.
And then if you don't watch it again,
I'm glad I rewatched it.
Yeah, like if you don't watch it again,
it's been a very long time.
Yeah, same. I've not watched it since I was a teenager. I'm sure I'll probably watch it again at some point.
Yeah,
just not going to rush back to it anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. But like it's good to watch it. It's one of those like you could watch it and then not watch it for like 10 years and be like, okay.
Yep.
And then you watch it again.
What are we going to rate this one out of?
Ceramic Penguins.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, fun movie. Little long, little slow in points, but could have been worse. I give it 6 ceramic penguins out of 10.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. But and then also like it's within a marathon where everything was just like so heavy and all that, and it managed to come out the lighter one. It's got its moments for sure. I understand why it's a classic, but it's not doing so much that I think is all that revolutionary or interesting. It's fun. It's fun in the moment. I'm not going to go back to it anytime soon. I'll give it a 6 ceramic penguins out of 10 too. Thanks.
Yeah, I would probably say that 2 times is probably enough. It's not an overly complicated movie. I feel like you'll watch it once and you'll get everything that you need out of it, to be fair.
Yeah.
7 ceramic penguins out of 10.
That's cool. So brings us to the end.
It does.
Chappies.
Fucking hell.
we got a movie marathon to do, and the next one, who'd have guessed it? Episode 141. So I guess we're gonna spin a wheel.
Yeah.
It's gonna tell us what we're gonna watch, and we hope that it will bring us something nice.
Does it ever? I always know when Chris laughs, it's going to be like the worst thing ever.
It's come up with the Universal Monsters Dracula movies.
Cool.
What does that mean? What, just the Dracula movies, or do you mean like Frankenstein? Just Dracula?
I think there was quite a few sequels, so I guess we'll just do 3 of them.
Yeah.
Three Universal Dracula movies.
Is there 3, or do we pick? Wait, hold on. Is this one where you pick one, or is there only 3 to go from?
3.
Actually, there's 4.
Oh.
And they're quite short.
Don't want to do 4.
No, I don't want to do 4.
They're like all 70 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. No. I was just double checking there wasn't like a
if they're
weird
all 70
franchise.
minutes, I mean, maybe we will do 4.
We'll have a thing.
But yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. 3 or 4 Universal Dracula movies.
You'll see.
Don't know what they're called, but yeah, look them up. We got social media, YouTube, the Sunday Movie Marathon, Instagram at Sunday Movie Pod, Facebook at Sunday Movie Marathon, and Letterboxd at Sunday MM. Capital S, capital MM. Like, subscribe, rate the podcast, do whatever you want. Any last final words? Yeah, cool. That's a good one. I like that one as a final sort of...
It sums up the thoughts exactly.
Yep. See ya.
Podcast is killing us.